contest between my Sooners and the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Right now, Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner.
Today, Tulsa, the team that could, and Oklahoma, the team that should, bring their high-octane offenses storming into Norman.
Discipline Tulsa football. Let them feel Tulsa football. Hit first, like Coach talked about.
Punt return specialist Trae Johnson and the Golden One, quarterback G.J. Kinne, provide the spark in the explosive Tulsa offense. The defending Big 12 champion Oklahoma offense hasn't lost a step as its tandem backfield of DeMarco Murray and Chris Brown pound out the yardage. The big question, can the Sooner defense stop last year's #1 offense in the nation?
You got to be willing to pay the price for things that are worthwhile.
Tulsa and 12th ranked Oklahoma, now on College Football Saturday.
It's only a 2-hour drive from Tulsa to Norman, in a part of the country where football is all that matters in the fall. Sooner quarterback Landry Jones and wide receiver Ryan Broyles worked well together last week, while Tulsa quarterback G.J. Kinne has one of the most dangerous receiving threats in the nation in Trae Johnson. From Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium in Norman, it's Big 12 College Football Saturday presented by Phillips HD. Undefeated Tulsa taking on the number 12 team in the nation, the Oklahoma Sooners. Hi, everybody. Joel Myers alongside Dave Lapham, and welcome to Norman, where it continues to be life without Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Sam Bradford. Second career start, though, going in at a very solid one last week for Landry Jones.
And, Joel, let's take a look at how Jones and Broyles attack all quadrants of the football field. First, get Jones out of pocket. Change the launch point. Look at him snap those shoulders around accurately and deliver a strike to the left side of the football field. Now, the deep ball. Throw it over the heads. Deep ball accuracy? Yeah, it's there. Now that puts the strikes of fear in the defense. And here we go. How about pinpoint passing? Back corner of the end zone. Tight window on the money. This kid can really spin the football.
Well, Tulsa comes in a perfect 2-0 after winning a school record 11 last year. They led the nation in total offense each of the last 2 seasons, and not a real big drop-off so far this year.
No, look at that. Approaching 600 yards, 6 football fields 2 years in a row. They're approaching 5 this year. The big thing, they've done it with 3 different quarterbacks, which is amazing. The system works. Let's look at this year's quarterback. Have to have some traits at the quarterback position. Kinne's got them all. Escapability in the pocket, little elusiveness. Sometimes you have to buy some time and space to be able to deliver the ball, and he does accurately. You have to trust your receivers. Back shoulder throw, the receiver's going to make the play for me, and he does. And finally, creativity. Sometimes you have to improv, a little ad-lib, and you create a play that works out to be better than the play that was called. And that's exactly what Kinne can do.
They are a very dangerous team offensively, but on the other side, center running backs DeMarco Murray and Chris Brown, they will try to take some of the pressure off redshirt freshman quarterback Landry Jones. And opposite side defensively, can Mike Ryan slow things down? Better defense for Tulsa. We'll find out over the next 3 hours. Darren Horton's up next on our College Football Saturday studio show. Big 12 College Football Saturday presented by Phillips HD. The images that move you the most are what we deliver the best. Brought to you in part by Best Buy, you happier. And by Priority Mail Flat Boxes, only for the Postal Service, a simpler way to ship. Great football weather as we get ready for Oklahoma and Tulsa. Just a few minutes ago, we were in the Tulsa locker room. Let's listen in now on head coach Todd Graham.
Listen to me, okay? Have a focus about what we're doing. Don't focus on the surroundings. You focus on your fundamentals. Your eyes, your feet, and your hands. Do what you're coached to do. And be poised. Be poised. Come out and set the tempo. Block, tackle, play with a passion. Physical football. And be poised and stay together. You guys got that? Yeah. Day's our day. Play with a passion. Take it to them. Don't wait. Play with a passion, put it in the left lane, put the hammer down.
They displayed that poise, that confidence yesterday as we were here for their walkthrough. Today's game in Norman, Oklahoma, presented in HD by Phillips HD. It'll be kicked away by Kevin Fitzpatrick, the sophomore from Jensen Beach, Florida. As the Sooners won the toss, they will receive, and it's going to be brought back by Ryan Broyles from the 2. Nice little move up past the 20 and chopped down just across the 30. And a big-time play on the return special coverage. That's Fitzpatrick who made the play, the place kicker. Landry Jones, his second career start, the redshirt freshman from Artesia, New Mexico. At 6'4", 215 pounds. They say there are a lot of similarities, Dave, to what he looks like very early in his career as to what they saw from Sam Bradford. Similar stage.
Yeah, the intangibles, Joel. Cool, calm, and collected. See what he's like in the no huddle. See what he's like in the pocket and at the line of scrimmage.
Brown's in the backfield. They'll throw on first down. A lot of time behind and intercepted. Picked off, coming up with it, DeAndre Brown. And right away, a turnover going to the Hurricane.
It's exactly what the doctor ordered for Tulsa. Ball not thrown in front of receiver Broyles. He tries to make a one-handed catch and just tips it airborne. Little play action fake to Brown. Ball's behind him, right hand up. Tip drill right into the breadbasket. You know, they practice this every single day at practice, and it paid off for Brown at the cornerback position.
Surprised they didn't try to pound the football early. G.J. Kinne in at quarterback. Gilmer High School, Mesquite, Texas. Little option action. And they smell it well. Jamon Williams put down after a gain of about 3. But as the coaches from Tulsa told us yesterday, Dave, 3 yards is not a bad play at Oklahoma.
Yeah, you celebrate that, and that's a completion. That's a shovel pass right there. And it's a safe call because if it doesn't work out, it's not a fumble, it's an incompletion. That was a forward pass for a short gain.
So it's going to be second and just about 7. Kinne now has Damaris Johnson. You want to watch number 3. He's one of the 3, the closest to the left tackle. He's their home run, their breakaway threat. Kinne wants to run it. He's going nowhere and loses a yard. It's a sack. They pinched in from the edge. As we look now at our Phillips HD starting lineups, Beal in first that time. And up front, as you look at the offensive line, very inexperienced offensive line, and they lost Brandon Thomas. Tyler Holmes has a broken leg. Brandon Thomas is out. They've got some experience in the backfield, though, and they've got real threats like Damaris Johnson offensively. But, Dave, they're young on the offensive line. One of their best, Brandon Thomas, or Tyler Holmes, is gone. Brandon Thomas takes over his first career start, a sophomore from Cleveland, Ohio.
Right, and you had that injury to an all-conference USA freshman. Can't play today, broken fibula.
Welcome back to Norman as both Oklahoma and Tulsa coming in today following victories last week. Oklahoma over Idaho State, Tulsa knocking off New Mexico. And now, will it be points off a turnover? Can they at least get in field position for the field goal attempt? Kinne needs about 5 or 6. 9 for the first down. Spins away from the outside pressure. It'll be incomplete. Great play defensively by Ryan Reynolds, the linebacker, to flush him out of the pocket.
Well, Tulsa went with 2 tight ends. They went maximum protection. Reynolds couldn't sack him. Kinne get out of pocket, but there was no place to throw the football. Even with maximum protection, they couldn't hold up. 100% ball security for Tulsa. No turnovers. They got a takeaway, so that's a big start for them there. Patience, stay with the ground game if they have to. They're going for it on 4th down, short field, and also flip the field. They want to get short fields for themselves, long fields for Oklahoma. That worked out with the turnover. Oklahoma calls timeout because they weren't expecting Tulsa to be going for it here on 4th and 9.
Another time out of the field. We'll come right back. Oklahoma's first. Tulsa's already taken one. Wild beginning over the first 90 seconds in Norman. The ultimate confidence in your offense right now. Tulsa going for it on 4th and 9, and instead a quick kick, a little punt. And will Kinne get it to down? No. Couldn't get it to die inside the 5. And you had to wonder when they got to the line before the timeout was used by Oklahoma, were they going to try to get them offside anyway, as opposed to even attempting 4th and 9?
Yeah, 4th and 9, though. I don't know if you try to get them offside. It's still 4th and 4. I mean, yeah, they only gained 17 yards.
But then you're at least in field goal territory. If you get those 5 of the penalty, then you're looking at about a 50-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah, a little longer than that.
So now it's going back to the 20. Oklahoma, as we look at their keys.
Yeah, avoid the negative play. No tackle for loss, no quarterback sacks. Balance, run and throw the football. They want to make some chunk plays, big plays.
Dump off. Murray's in the flat. Lot of space in the open field and bumped and knocked down in the secondary. Making the play, Charles Davis, the free safety. DeMarco Murray, the junior from Las Vegas.
And this is what they have to do. They're trying to find other receivers. This is a great receiver out of the backfield. DeMarco Murray, unbelievably shifty on that sideline as he gets yards after catch. Destin can't bring him down. Freezes Destin. Destin's got to use the sideline as the 12th man. He abandoned the sideline, and he let Murray back inside of him.
First down for the 45. Single coverage for Brown. Gets a little bit of a kick-out block, and almost like a running play. He gets 5 close to 6 yards on the second completion for Landry Jones.
And that's how you get your quarterback set. Short passes, get his confidence, get his feet set.
It's almost like a 3-3 as you look at the members of this Tulsa 11 defensively, brought to you by Phillips HD. They'll have a bandit, which is really a linebacker, but as the coaches told us, and they've got some nice players in the secondary on the corners in particular, coaches told us they basically open in a nickel and play a dime a lot too. On the end around, Broyles goes absolutely nowhere, maybe a yard down to the 47. And it's going to be 3rd and 3.
And on that play, they had Clinkscale with his hand down. They had a 4-3 look right there. And that's the beauty of that 3-3-5 defense with the versatility of their athletes. They can go 3 and 2-point stance. Clinkscale, here he is on the edge. He can go in a 2-point stance or he can go 3.
Can Brown get 3? Nifty moves. He's got it. Across the 45, inside the 44 for the second first down of the game. For the Oklahoma Sooners, they come off their win 64-0 over Idaho State, and the luxury to have 2 1,000-yard rushers. Chris Brown last year and DeMarco Murray.
All Chris Brown does is gain yards. Very undervalued, underappreciated, not undervalued, but underappreciated player for Oklahoma.
It'll be Broyles inside the 40 with a flag down on the play. The lead up in front. DeMarco Murray's going to be flagged.
Yeah,
on the block.
He tackled him. And that's the kind of thing, no negative plays were one of the keys. No mental mistakes, no penalties, no tackle for loss, no turnovers. So far, they've turned it over with the interception, and now they have a holding penalty on the edge. You got to avoid the mental breakdowns, the self-destruction.
10-yard penalty, first down.
Murray just trying to, be physical and finish his block, but you have to keep your hands inside the framework of the body. Look at him, he bear hugged him. I mean, that's just assault right there. It's an easy call. He just body slams him, turns him, body slams him to the turf. Have to keep your hands inside the framework. The official downfield saw both hands on the back of the defender. Can't do that.
From the point of the infraction, it's going to be first down all over again. 1st and 15. Ball back at the 49. Underneath. Inside the 40, Brandon Caleb. Real question marks. First of all, the inexperienced offensive line, Dave, for the Oklahoma Sooners, and also the depth at the wide receiver position.
Who's going to step up and support Broyles in the passing game? The offensive line still, it's very competitive. Every snap's an audition. They formed a nice pocket there.
Second and plenty of time for the quarterback, but way over the head of Brandon Caleb. His wide receiver out of Richmond, Virginia. So it's going to bring up 3rd and still close to 5.
One thing you're going to see today is up-tempo. Oklahoma and Tulsa. Both offenses want to run about 80 snaps. They only want their defenses on the field for 50, 55 snaps. So both of these offenses want to play in the left lane, the passing lane, the traveling lane, and they want to floor it up-tempo.
Jones looking back to the signal. It'll be 3rd down. And a little slant behind Caleb. He still has it, though. Get a lot of space. If it's in front of him, Dave, I think he takes it the distance.
Yeah, that's the second time the ball has been behind the receiver. First one, Broyles ends up an interception. This is just a nice route to get inside position. Just throws the defensive back to the outside, get underneath him.
Murray, big seal on the left side. First down, Oklahoma, inside the 15, down to the 14. Run out by the bandit, DeAndre Brown.
Almost a horse collar, but he let it go and didn't take it down, didn't take him down to the turf, but grabbed at the back of the collar. This is where you get good runs. Wide receivers working down the football field, trying to get extra yards for the running back.
Don't see a flag yet.
They're going to review this for some reason. It's not. I mean, what's there to review? I don't know. The clock was maybe messed up a little bit. They're going to reset the clock.
No flag.
No flag anywhere. No. I mean, I think they had to reset a clock.
Well, that'll slow down. And both teams want high tempo. They want to run a lot of snaps. The ultimate About 80 snaps a game, as Todd Graham told us, and last year they averaged 78 on the offensive side.
He monitors the defensive snaps. Todd Graham is up in the booth. He's got a herniated disc, and he's up in the booth monitoring the number of snaps.
Royals one way, Murray the other way, and Murray, the low route, goes inside the 11 for a little more than 3, running into George Klingscale, the right side backer.
And what you want to do if you have a very active defense like Tulsa has, they're not huge, but they are all very athletic and they all can move. The best way to anchor them is to run at them between the tackles, and that sets everything else up.
Cameron Kinne splits out wide, getting his first career start. Transfer. Underneath. Nice move after the catch by Broyles. And close, but just shy of where he needed to go for the first and goal. He's outside of the 4, inside the 5. It'll be third and less than a yard. Mike Bryan wrapping him up, and that's quite a story and an emotional day for Mike Bryan coming back where his dad was one of the great all-time Sooners.
Yeah, Mike Bryan led the team in tackles last year. He's leading them this year, but he overran this one a little bit, but he still was able to get enough of the legs to take him to the turf. He's playing with a heavy heart. Remembrance of his dad. He wants to make his dad proud.
Murray follows Matt Platt. He's got the first down. He's also got a penalty flag coming out of the secondary deep in the end zone.
Well,
the field judge threw it.
Yeah, and I think it might be holding on the edge. They may have called Brody Eldridge for holding on the edge. If that's the case, Oklahoma shoots another toe off the foot, shooting themselves in that foot. Brody Eldridge working on the perimeter may have gotten called.
Holding, number 83 in the offense.
Good call.
10-yard penalty, third down.
We're talking about the lack of depth on the offensive line. Eldridge started the BYU game at center.
And he's played center and tight end. When he's playing tight end position, he's wearing 83. When he's playing center, he's wearing number 50. Again, you know what? He stunned the defender so quickly and took him to the turf. I think the official thought he threw him down. I think Brody Eldridge got the short end of the stick on that one. I didn't really see anything wrong. He's the best blocker on the football team, according to Bob Stoops. And that time, he came off the line of scrimmage very, very strong and kind of blew it up.
Instead of first and goal, 3rd and 11. Ton of time in the pocket. And underneath, the ground is made. Laws turnover. Is it covered out of the secondary? Did they get it? John Destin says, I got it. And where's it going? Was it dual possession?
I don't think so. I think it's out of bounds, and it remains Oklahoma football. If it went out of bounds, you have to have possession and be in bounds with the ball. And if it goes out of bounds, the last person to possess it was Oklahoma. Trying to get extra yards. Pretty good strip action right there. Nice effort by Brown. Pulls it out, and nobody's in bounds with possession of the football, so Oklahoma does retain it. 4th and short, they're going to kick the field goal.
It's going to be a 25-yard attempt for Jimmy Stevens. He's 2 of 2 so far this season, both short ones like this. On its way, and the Sooners on the board. So the 25-yarder gives Oklahoma a 3-0 lead in Norman. We'll come back. 9:08 left in the opening 15 minutes of play. It was a 13-play, 72-yard drive, and well, they had a first and goal, but it's taken out by the holding call against the tight end. So the Sooners settled for 3, looking for back-to-back wins after taking apart Idaho State, the shocker against BYU, but they didn't have their quarterback, Sam Bradford, for the second half of that game. Trae Johnson goes back waiting for the kick.
Oklahoma had to overcome 2 holding penalties on the same drive. They overcame the first, but the second was too much to overcome. Cannot suffer penalties like that.
Moreland kicks it away, and it's going to be Damaris Johnson from about the 2. Nice lane up to the 30, and just across to the 31-yard line. So Tulsa gets him for the second time offensively for a Phillips HD game break. Let's check in now with Darren Horton. Darren?
Joel, number 18, Nebraska, big test in Blacksburg. After a big return, the Hokies' Ryan Williams punches it in from 1 yard out. Number 14, Virginia Tech up 7-zip. Joel?
Now there is touchdown, Virginia Tech.
And I've been to Blacksburg. Dave, very difficult place to play. Beautiful part of the country.
No
Frank
doubt.
Beamer, though, makes it real tough on you. G.J. Kinne in a quarterback out of the gun once again, flanked by Jawad Williams. Now Kinne in trouble and coming back the other way. Beautiful throw. He's got Trae Johnson, the junior from Grand Prairie, Texas, for a first down. Boy, did he stop and square up.
He did, and he had Jeremy Beal that wasn't fooled by the misdirection. Beal is out there trying to spy him on the perimeter. Watch 44 in the red jersey, staying right with him. He has to drop down a little bit, change his angle of release, and he throws his strike back across his body. That's big time.
They run. Opescutin, the running back, instead of the dump-off completion. And it goes to Charles Clay, the junior from Little Rock. Good gain on first down. That's almost like a running play for them. Now defensively, this is the strength. Our Phillips HD starting 11. This is the strength of the Oklahoma defense. The four you're looking at right now, and especially Gerald McCoy, first team All-Big 12, second team All-American. And don't forget about the linebacker, Travis Lewis. He was the defensive freshman of the year in the Big 12 last season. They got guys that will play on Sundays at cornerback, Brian Jackson in particular. And Dominique Franks.
And don't forget about the third defensive end, Frank Alexander. He had a defensive touchdown last week.
Bad snap. Kinne out of the pocket. And I think he got it back to the line. I think that is a real intelligent play.
He didn't get to the line of scrimmage, though, did he? Did he get to the second down marker?
It was hit by somebody on the sideline right between the marker at second down and the first down marker.
But
so it was close.
It's pretty heady play for him to be a presence of mind to do this. A bad snap goes between he and the back in his hip, and he just picks it up and tries to get it. Did he get it to the second down marker? Coach deflected it on the sideline. But, I mean, he didn't get it to the second down marker.
That's a frustrated coach over there for the Sooners. He wanted to spike that baby. 3rd and 3. Empty backfield. We're Kinne. Here comes the heat. And he's got Damaris Johnson right at the marker. Boy, he got a great spot. Down to the 38. I think he's got the first down, Dave. Keenan Clayton on his back.
If he doesn't, I go for it if I'm Tulsa. I think, you know, it's a matter of inches, and I think at that point you say, do we have anything up front? And that'd be a real test for this Tulsa offensive line. You talk about a sure tackle in space, though, and that is a very slippery, elusive player. And Keenan Clayton, who's a very versatile guy, can play linebacker in their nickel as well as in the secondary. He's very, very versatile. He can put his hand on the ground or in a two-point stance as well. And he made an open field tackle that was extraordinary to make.
Spot makes a difference. So Damaris Johnson, a little lean when he caught the football. Man, the nose of the ball looked like it was right at the 38 to begin with before the defensive back got him.
And Coach Graham up there, the head coach, as the up top, he's almost like a consultant to his offense, he says, and he monitors the defensive snaps, and he sees the whole, he manages the game seeing the whole field.
Boy, talk about escapability. Jamad Williams looked like he was going to be dropped on the handoff from Midwest City, Oklahoma. And here's the view that Todd Graham is looking at right now. And he also told us it's not all bad being up there like all 22 coaches' footage.
Yeah, it's panoramic for sure. I remember doing a football game with Ken Anderson, our fine quarterback with the Bengals. We were 3 men in the booth, and he said I can complete 100% from up here. I mean, you can see everything, and that's the point. Down in the field, you don't have as good a perspective as you do from up top like this.
Kinne on 2nd and 9. Again, trips to the wide side of the field, 2 to the short side. Floods it. Johnson's there inside the 30. Ripped down immediately again by the backer, Keenan Clayton. Honorable mention all Big 12 last year for a gain of about 8.
And taking a hit is Kinne once again. The pressure's there. They're doing a good job of getting him out of pocket, making it easier for his offensive line.
First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. Your entire order ships for just $2.95 at Overstock.com. At home with the Overstock.com.
What they're doing, Joel, is changing the launch point and getting Kinne out of pocket and allowing a wall to be built. Much easier to block.
Little flanker screen. Damaris Johnson off to the races. Makes a miss. Trying to spin away from the backer on that side. Finally, Ryan Reynolds catches up with him. But you saw how versatile this young man is.
Well, this is almost like a pitch up. This is a long lateral. You know, and right away, get the ball out in space. And this is where DJ Johnson does a tremendous job. I mean, he is so elusive, change of direction, tough to bring down one-on-one in space.
His drive started back on the Tulsa 31. Very efficient. And a heady drive orchestrated by G.J. Kinne.
And the coaches are doing a good job having him get the ball out of his hand quickly so the pass rush doesn't get there. They're changing the launch point and getting his ball out of his hand in less than 3 seconds. Nice coaching job.
No, time has been taken. Tulsa emphatically trying to get it called. And as I looked at that, Dave, maybe the middle of the field, if they can find something, and I know they don't use their tight ends all that often, Jake Collins or Clay Sears, but the middle of the field looked vulnerable, at least when they went to the line.
And Collins, last year, he had 6 catches. 5 of them were touchdowns. So he was a red zone weapon, obviously, for him to have 5 touchdown catches and just 6 receptions.
Dave, time for our Fearless Predictions presented by Phillips HD.
Yeah, and Johnson not only leads the conference with 240 all-purpose yards, it's #1 in the nation. And last year, he had over 170 all-purpose yards a game. That was 5th in the nation and 1st in the conference. He can run it. He can catch it. He's a return guy, and you'll see him lining up at various spots. Instead of where's Waldo, it's going to be where's DJ. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere, so beware.
Well, in the opener at Tulane, returned a punt for a touchdown, 66-yarder. Believe it or not, that's the first time that has happened in his career. He leads the nation, 240 yards all-purpose per game, 177 last year, and only getting better.
Well, tell me he doesn't look like Darren Sproles here. Remember him, Kansas State, San Diego Chargers, same kind of change of direction, very kind of short legs from the knees down. Looks like Darren Sproles.
Kinne keeps it himself on first down, sliding off the left side. Tough kid. Last week he tried to run it in, and Todd Graham, as he was imploded at the 1-yard line by a couple in that win last Saturday against New Mexico. His coach said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I was trying to get the best of them."
Run them over, yeah.
He goes, "They smoked you. Go now."
Yeah, and this is a design play like West Virginia, Rich Rodriguez. They have designed quarterback runs in this spread.
Second down, and all tangled up was the wideout on that side. Charles Clay, who set up in the slot, their big guy at 6'3", 230. Not only tangled up, Kinne, but all tied up now.
Yeah, their shoelaces are stuck. Their shoes are stuck together. They got their shoelaces all tied up. I mean, that's amazing. It's like Siamese twins right there. They're going to have to cut them apart.
Adrian Taylor is the man down with them.
And the pressure has been extraordinary. Taylor wins on the edge. And as they tangle feet up to the ground, whoops, take them right down. Shoelaces just tangle up. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Is that a do-si-do?
Yeah, that's like swinging partner round and round, a little square dance action.
And Tulsa 2 for 3 on their 3rd down tries. This has been a real effective drive, trying to seize some of the momentum that Oklahoma had early on their possession. It'll be 3rd and long though. 3rd and about 8. A little play action for one of the few times, and throws behind as it's intercepted by Brian Jackson. Jackson out of the end zone. Outside of the 2 to the 3, but well behind the intended target, unfortunately for Kinne.
And that's Kinne's first interception of the season. It couldn't have come at a worse time. It's in the red zone. Remember, one of their keys, 100% ball security. They get no points in the red zone. They get down inside the 10-yard line. They not only don't score, they turn it over and give the football to Oklahoma. 100% ball security means every possession ends in a kick. This one ended up in an interception that ties the turnover margin. Good pressure, and the ball is not delivered in a timely fashion by Kinne or an accurate fashion. I think it was an option route, a little smash route, and I think he thought Johnson was going to pivot the other way. And he didn't. He just settled right down. A little miscommunication between receiver and quarterback.
Landry Jones under his center this time. Chris Brown, tough 2, out to the 5. So we've seen Landry Jones out of the gun most of the game, as he is 7 of 9 passing for 72 yards so far. He was picked off on a deflection, a ball early, if you joined us a few minutes into the game, behind Broyles, his wide receiver. And so all of a sudden now, they played it safe that time, but they go back to the gun.
And they're both going to their go-to guys, and they get intercepted by going to their go-to guys. So the defenses know that's their go-to guys. Who's going to step up to support those go-to guys?
And he changed the play. Goes to Chris Brown, who can't turn the corner. Gang tackling. He's put down outside of the 6. Well, it's time now for Jim Knoxon, our freecreditreport.com sideline report. Knoxy.
Okay, Joel, there's no doubt about it. The game plan for Tulsa today, stack the line of scrimmage, make Landry Jones, the redshirt freshman quarterback, beat you. They want to, no doubt, stop the run. If the Sooners going to win this game, Landry Jones will have to do it through the air somehow.
And you know what, Knoxon, they haven't really had to stack it that much to stop the run. They've been pretty decent in that regard, but they're stacking it right now, coming out of the shadow of their own end zone, making Oklahoma have to earn it.
Show the blitz on 3rd and long. Ton of time, though, for Jones. And going deep, he's got Broyles and just out of his reach. Little post corner route.
Yeah, a little double move. The ball was delivered pretty well. Just a little bit too much juice on it, but not that bad of a decision on that throw. Now Oklahoma's going to have to punt from their own end zone to Johnson. You know, the Broyles had a little separation. Ball just a little bit too much juice on it. With DJ back at about the 50-yard line, Amassed Johnson, you got to think that Tulsa's going to have another short field to operate with. Hats off to the Tulsa defense. After the interception, they made Oklahoma go 1, 2, 3 and out.
Good start to the career.
Oh,
and Twistway has it. Did he get it away? Barely. It looked like there was no way in the world it wasn't going to be blocked. It's out of bounds at about the 33. Pressure on Way.
Tulsa coming after it. And, you know, that's one thing that Bob Stoops and Oklahoma has done well in his tenure. 22 block kicks. And they're just coming off the edge. And that's just an outstanding job trying to smother that football. Overruns it. I mean, he's there so fast, he overruns the thing. Was it Davis? I think it might have been Charles Davis. No, it was
Scott.
Yeah, Scott, the big linebacker, overran it and basically almost backdoored him by kicking the ball past his body as he overran it. If he choked down a little bit, he wouldn't have blocked it. He would have suffocated and smothered it. I mean, he was all over it. A breakdown in the punt protection team for him to come in as cleanly as he did.
Yeah, and a breakdown that didn't get the block. How did he miss it?
He overran it. He got there too fast.
Kinne from the 33. Double move to Amassed Johnson. Wide open. Gets there late, and it's battered away. Keenan Clayton getting over there. Check that. Was it Clayton? Yes. Clayton got over there in time, but it hung up, didn't it? Proctor on the coverage.
He threw the ball a little late. On the double move, you got to get rid of it very quickly because Johnson is all over it. And, you know, he does get a little separation on the double move. But look at Oklahoma close on the football when it's airborne. It's a little late and a little bit not enough juice on it to get it there. And Oklahoma has speed in the secondary, recovery speed.
This is the second time they have started the ball inside the Oklahoma 40, and I'm talking about Tulsa. Yet they don't have any points on the board with 3:50 to play in the first 15. Kinne, option read, keeps it himself. Not a bad one-handed tackle at all by Travis Lewis, freshman of the year defensively in the Big 12 last season.
Yeah, he broke Brian Bosworth's freshman tackling record. Had 144 stops. Not bad. Freshman All-American. And now he's understanding the game a little bit more than he did last year. Last year he was just playing on sheer talent, but he's very studious. He understands the game. Brent Venables says he's got everything, the total package, and he's looking to really develop this young guy into something special.
Yeah, it's all about the defense right now at this stage of the season for Oklahoma, at least until they get back Sam Bradford. The inexperience with the offensive line. Lack of depth for the wide receivers. A busted play. Better get rid of it. And it's batted down. There's a flag late. You could see the tailback coming up. Jamad Williams along with Kinne, like the center was a little bit late on the snap.
Well, I think Oklahoma was waiting for it to be blown dead. And the official on the sideline, it's not a play that gets blown dead, but the official on the sideline does throw his flag, and the ball is battered away.
Illegal motion on the offense. Penalties declined. 4th down.
So they stayed with the play. It looked like some of the guys Oklahoma were just kind of stopping. Watch the pointing start here. It's like, oh, wait, okay, now everybody's not playing, you know, and some are, some aren't. You go airborne and knock the football down. That's pretty good effort coming off the edge. And, you know, if you don't get to the quarterback, get your hands up and try to deflect it.
Kevin Fitzpatrick tries to tie things up with a 50-yard attempt out of the hold of Such, the punter. On its way. Direction would have been the distance. Nope. No, it'll be short by a couple of yards, just under the crossbar.
He has 54-yard range in practice, but didn't quite get it there when it counted with the rush in his face.
Yeah, the last time Tulsa beat Oklahoma, it is time now for our State Farm flashback.
From the 1-yard line, Degar calling signal, go you showing blitz. Back to pass in his own end zone. Degar throws to the near side, and it is caught by Caswell at the 30, to the 40, to the 50. He may go all the way. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, TU. And no flag. Holy smokes, it's a 99-yard TD for the University.
31-24 win. What a great call by the longtime play-by-play voice, Bruce Howard of the Tulsa Hurricane. Broyles goes up top. Safety comes down like he almost pulled a hamstring. Broyles has the grab.
He grabbed his knee. He immediately grabbed his left knee. A non-contact injury as he comes to the turf. He's in trouble. And he grabs that left knee immediately. Boy.
Charles Davis Down to the ground at about the midfield stripe.
Immediately went for that left knee, and it came down awkwardly and just kind of bent it away a little bit. That's just, he mistimed his jump just slightly. That's a good effort. Timing the jump as the receiver, mistiming the jump as the defender, and get away with a completion.
So Broyles making his quarterback look pretty good there. Broyles, a sophomore from Norman, who had 7 catches for 155 yards last week. And there's obviously the communication that they're looking for Landry Jones to find with his young group of wideouts, and they are young.
Broyles had 40% of Landry Jones's completions last week, 55% of his yards, and 100% of his touchdowns last week. So those guys are in sync. Got to find somebody else to help.
It'll be a first down when they put it back in play in Tulsa territory. Our Fearless Predictions presented by Phillips HD. DeMarco Murray, the catalyst over the first couple of games with a lofty 7-yard average for Oklahoma. But they, as I mentioned, the luxury of Brown and Murray, the first team in college football to have a 4,000-yard passer plus 2,000-yard rushers, Brown and Murray last year, to go along with Bradford's 4,000 yards in passing.
And the key is keeping Murray healthy. The last 2 bowl games he has not participated in. This guy is a stud physically. Just got to keep him on the football field. He can put up crazy numbers.
So from the 47 of Oklahoma with a 3-0 lead for the Sooners, 2:45 left in the opening quarter. It's DeMarco Murray turning the corner. Murray out of bounds, just shy of the first down for Phillips HD Game Break. Let's back to Southern California and join Darren Horton. Darren.
Joel in Seattle, number 3 USC at Washington. Jake Locker with a 4-yard run to cut the lead to 3. By the way, Aaron Corp got the start for SC. Steve Sarkisian going toe-to-toe with his former mentor.
Good game in the Pac-10. We're going to have a very good one later tonight. On our college football Saturday, K-State, UCLA. Ton of time for Jones.
Got him.
Over the top. Dropped by his wide receiver, Adron Tunnell.
Man, that was there, set up perfectly, executed, except for the most important thing, catch the rock. Man, a little play action, kind of just throws it a little bit. A great route, gets an inside move, separation, ball's delivered perfectly, both hands on it, look it in. Look that thing in and possess it. Oh man, he's gonna have dreams about that one. Every time he closes his eyes, he's gonna see that play tonight.
Murray's the tailback on 3rd and about a yard and a half. He's got a lot of yardage outside again, and barely bumped out of bounds by DeAndre Brown, the sophomore from Arlington, Texas. So they get the first down, but should have had 7.
Matt Clapp, great job at the fullback position. You have to secure the perimeter for a guy like Murray to get to the outside. And Matt Clapp did a great job. He got a pancake block on the edge. Very, very physical football player. Brody Eldridge at tight end and Clapp at fullback is a 1-2 punch of physicality.
Run the tight end in motion. Murray adjusting back into the middle against the grain. Gets close to 3. Down to the 22 as the clock rolls inside of 2 minutes to play in a low-scoring affair, and wasted opportunities more than anything else in this early stage of the game for Tulsa, starting with the ball at the 39 of Oklahoma after an interception, and then picking up a bad punt on almost a block punt at the 33 and failing to score. Weaving his way outside Chris Brown. He's got a 1st and goal.
You know what Oklahoma's doing a good job of? Noxie talked about Tulsa wanting to stack the line of scrimmage, and every time they drop a 7th and sometime an 8th man down, Oklahoma says, I'm going to go to the perimeter. If you're loading up between the tackle box, I'm not going to bang my head against the wall. I've got enough speed in the running back position where I'm going to bounce it to the outside and outrun you. They're doing a good job of it.
They'll go to the motion side, the tight end side, and that was torpedoed. And Submarine early. Back at the 12 for a loss of a little more than 2. Scott underneath the pile, the man that almost got the block. So we head back downstairs. Noxie, what's going on?
Joel, Tulsa fans didn't need this. Charles Davis, the fine senior free safety, he is out for the game. Just slammed his hand against the trainer's table. Left knee, big guy Dave Lapham, you got that right. Left knee out.
Man, I'll tell you, when that kind of disappointment, you hate to speculate, but you got to think, boy, are we talking ACL? Are we talking some kind of damage like that? Well, you just never know. I've seen it happen many times. A lot of times ACLs go with non-contact. I mean, if you just land wrong, hopefully it's not anything like that, but obviously that frustration level is pretty high.
I don't want to hear ACL, okay? Don't bring it up again. It's the
Don't like
worst.
that, huh?
That's the worst for any athlete. You know that.
Yeah, but you know what, Joel? How many guys have come back from ACLs? I know guys who are playing in the league now that have had 2 ACLs on both knees, and they come back and play. In this day and age of medicine, it's not like what it used to be.
Well, next week, Dave, we're at Gates eating slabs of ribs. Arthur Bryant's for our beef sandwiches. We're in Lawrence, Kansas, Southern Miss. Number 23, Kansas. Then Heisman hopeful Colt McCoy leading number 2, Texas against the Miners of UTEP. It all starts at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. That is next Saturday, so get ready for your Kansas City barbecue.
Gotta love that.
From the 12, it's going to be 2nd and goal for the Sooners. Murray's in the backfield along with Landry Jones. They bring back Brody Eldridge. They had the freshman James Hanna in there. Another tight end. Trips on the wide side of the field, the bottom of your screen. Jones with Broyles on the crossing pattern. Boy, those two hooking up early. They collaborate, get Broyles at about the 7.
Well, yeah, it's Eldridge and Broyles running a little crisscross underneath. Shallow crosses for both of them. You don't want to collide. Watch 83 and 85. Whoop, they just cross each other up right there. And Broyles finds himself open as he comes underneath. Tulsa suffering injuries. Their offensive left tackle, their best player not playing. Now they lose their free safety. You can't control those things.
3rd and goal from the 7 for Landry Jones of the Sooners. Pocket holds up, back of the end zone. Touchdown, Brandon Caleb.
That's the first touchdown pass that Landry Jones has had to somebody not named Broyles. Just over the outstretched hands of Arnick, the linebacker, and right into the very, very anxiously awaiting hands of his receiver. Excellent play, Caleb.
Jimmy Stevens for the point after. In the final 35 seconds of the first quarter. And it's now a 10-0 lead for the Sooners. Brandon Jones, opportunity to look around. He had some time, didn't he?
He did. He had time and he had space. And that's even as important this time is having separation and space so you can survey the field. You don't have bodies in your line of vision. And look at the line of vision he had. And he just gets it. Look at, over the outstretched fingertips of Arnick. Doesn't get quite deep enough a drop. And he can't get airborne enough to knock it down. And it's a very, very sure possession of the football. 4 touchdown passes now for Landry Jones to go with 2 interceptions.
So as you mentioned, Caleb, someone other than Broyles, catching a touchdown pass from Landry Jones. At Oklahoma, well, how have they done over the last 10 years under Bob Stoops? Our days in leaders, the very best. They've been spoiled with the consistency. And when you look at those numbers, Dave, 6 out of the last 10 years under Stoops, they've won Big 12 titles each of the last 3 seasons.
And you know, that includes Ohio State's victory, given number 89, includes their victory today. Bob Stoops, 61-2 here at home, 25 straight home wins, ties the school record. If they can win today, they set a new standard. Consecutive home victories.
Those are set during the 49-53 seasons. It'll be Johnson. And on the short kick, Damaris Johnson all the way up to the 40. Another short field for Tulsa. So they've had great field position, and this time set up by Damaris Johnson.
Damaris Johnson is an all-purpose guy. And this is just a good tackle in space where the guy is elusive and slippery. And he's showing the toughness, making the possession catches. Every once in a while, though, he's going to pick up a block and be able to show us where's in space. And he's got that change of direction ability that's outstanding. Then you throw in the return abilities that he has when he's in space. He can be dynamic and prolific.
Kinne has Williams in the backfield. Johnson the single on the short side of the field. Top of your screen. Williams into the secondary. And head over heels, he's got about 15 yards. Tripped up by Brian Jackson.
You know, Williams averaged over 6 yards a carry last year. This season, he's averaging only 2.6 a rush. And they need him. Another, only 5'9". I mean, they get a bunch of spurts on this football team. Watch the little kick-out block here. Then he has a crease and lane from the offensive line. He got 5'8", 5'9", 5'10 guys that can scoot.
Williams again. Nothing doing this time. We talked about the strength of the Oklahoma defense, and it truly is Beal, Taylor, who made that stop, Gerald McCoy, and Austin English. And they also, Frank Alexander throw in the sophomore defensive end. They're that good up front. So that is going to do it for the first 15 minutes of play. Oklahoma takes advantage of a short field that last time, 67 yards on the touchdown drive. The only one of the game so far, but the story for Tulsa, wasted opportunities starting in Sooner territory. You're watching Big 12 College Football Saturday, presented by Phillips HD. We get ready for the start of the second quarter. Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma. Joel Myers, Dave Lapp, Jim Knox down to the sideline. College Football Saturday, presented by Phillips HD. And a second and long, first snap at the second 15. Tulsa, short field to start with. And let's see what Kinne's doing as he checks off at the line with Williams in the backfield. He's got room to roam. It's Williams. Can't get to the marker, but he's about 1.5 yards shy, put down by Ryan Reynolds. eHarmony, first quarter numbers.
Oh, these are the two important plays right here. Oklahoma has an interception. All right, Oklahoma's an interception. Tulsa does nothing with it. Tulsa's interception ends up an interception in the end zone when they're inside the 10-yard line. So they had turnovers that they didn't take advantage of. Then they had a costly one that they get nothing in the red zone.
Kinne gets it, quarterback keeper, big kid. Gets a couple of yards, almost 3, down to the 33. And flag. They didn't stop on the play, did they?
Well, they didn't blow the whistle early enough, and all the momentum started rolling backwards. Kinne's got some very, very strong legs. His lower body is very well developed. He was offered the linebacker position by some schools coming out of high school. So he's got some leg drive. He's got some short area explosiveness to him. He's got the mentality of a linebacker, the way he approaches the game sometimes, too.
Oh, Pesterton takes over in the backfield, the sophomore from Allen, Texas. But it's G.J. Kinne out of the Dallas suburb of Mesquite, who's running the offense. First down from the 33 of the Sooners, and
too much time.
Game.
Yeah, too much time. Play clock expired.
Delayed offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, G.J. Kinne originally started at Texas. He left there, sat out a season. So he's starting basically for the first time since 2006. As you look what he did in high school play in Texas with some pretty strong company.
And the reason he left Texas is guy right below him, Colt McCoy, was there. So Kinne says, you know what, Colt McCoy is pretty good. Heisman candidate this year. Graham Harrell, of course, rewrote the record book at Texas Tech and some NCAA records as well. Very, very lofty company that he's in. That's a high cotton group right there. So he can play the game.
Markoff makes it first and 15. Back at the 38 of Oklahoma. Williams is back into the game, and he's met by Ryan Reynolds right away, the middle linebacker. So put down by the senior from Las Vegas, suffered a knee injury in the Texas game last year. Was a torn ACL and missed the rest of the season. He's one of their leaders defensively.
Well, what Tulsa has to do is stay with the running game, be patient. And Herb Hand talked about that. He said, you know what, we want to try to gain 100 yards. It may take us 40 carries. That's 2.5 a carry. But the fact that we have to stay with it and celebrate a 3-yard gain will help set some other things up. And they are staying patient with that running game.
It'll be second and long. Kinne out on the edge. And on the comeback route, wide open. He takes his tight end, or make his wide receiver, a big kid at 6'4", 210. That's Slick Shelley, the senior from Fort Smith, Arkansas, his first grab of the game.
And this is what I mean. The play fake freezes him a little bit, and he gets out on edge. Austin English chasing him, but now throwing accurately on the run. You know, you run the football, then play action sets up a perimeter pass with the quarterback out of pocket and finding a little bit of open real estate. In the red zone again, got to finish drives.
Kinne throws it behind the line to Landry Johnson. Boy, he can take a shot, can't he? Because he definitely did inside the 5, down to the 4. Reynolds got him.
Well, Reynolds
going over the top, though, is Quentin Carter trying to get his money's worth of free safety.
Reynolds last year wore number 8. This year he's wearing number 4. It's the number he wore in high school. And he's trying to almost break the jinx. He's had multiple knee surgeries. And this guy's like a coach on the football field. But, you know, there's an old axiom in football that applies to DJ. Low man wins. It's hard to get down to his center of gravity.
It'll be second A little more than 2. Kinne trying to spin free, but Gerald McCoy was in the backfield.
You know, McCoy, coming into today's game, had just 7 tackles, but 5.5 of them were for loss. And this is what this big boy is capable of doing. I mean, he just, the trapper misses him. Nobody really lays a hand on him. He makes a great read, and all of a sudden it's tackle for loss. You don't want those negative plays, sacks or tackle for loss.
Thomas, the left tackle, starting for Tyler Holmes. Missed him on that play. Tough tackle for a guy making a start, a sophomore. So Kinne calling the play at the line. Going to be 3rd and about 5. Will he get it up in time? Movement on the right side. Noise factor, maybe.
Sure, all of that. I mean, the key to the football game is, will the offensive line for Tulsa be able to hold up to that defensive front for Oklahoma?
False start, number 60 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And you realize the clock is starting to wind down, and you're starting to get a little bit antsy, and, you know, inside, you start to flinch a little bit. And there's the center trying to set the silent count, and there's the early movement by Gates. He opened the gate. And you can't have penalties in the red zone. I mean, you've worked so hard to gain these yards. You cannot knock yourself backwards when you're in the red zone with penalty or turnover, and Tulsa's done both.
So now it's going to be 3rd and 10 after the mark-off. They pick up the blitz. Kinne gets away momentarily. The second time, look out. Spiked away.
Ball's out.
Jailbreak, and Oklahoma's got it. Picked up by Adrian Taylor.
I'll tell you what. I think the strip that took place was, Beals knocked it out of there. And the persistence to stay after Kinne, I mean, that was pretty dynamic as well. Watch, Kinne, here comes the pressure, here comes the blitz. Miss, oh, don't give up, stay with it. Miss again, I mean, that's just outstanding effort from Oklahoma. Beal knocks it out of there, then you fall on top of it. I mean, that's just good effort. Adrian Taylor would not quit. He stayed after it, it paid off. 2 turnovers in the red zone.
Landry Jones behind Brandon Caleb. Good adjustment by the young man who's got the touchdown, the only touchdown of the game so far. Brought down by Kenny Sims.
You know, you spread the field, you can move the balls between the 20. And both these teams are doing that. They're spreading the football field, and they're being able to operate in some space. You get in the red zone, then you have to tough it out. Tulsa's having a tough time.
By design, Caleb wide open inside the 30. The stiff arm, will they get him? Touchdown, Oklahoma!
Double stiff arm by Caleb. Brian Bosworth likes what he's seeing there. He stiff-armed Kenny D. Sims twice. He got him with the left hand, separated, got him with the left hand again, and finished. And remember, Caleb missed a surefire touchdown bomb. The ball was there for him, hit him in the hands. He didn't finish it. He finished that one. Tennell,
Jimmy Stevens for the point after, and it's good.
Yeah, Tennell dropped that bomb, so they could have another touchdown on the board. Long touchdown pass. But Caleb finishes this one. Left hand, boom. Hit him in the smush, get him again, boom. Separate, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good stiff arm. He looked like the Heisman Trophy there, flying down the sideline.
Underneath tackle, Adrian Taylor trying to catch his breath now. The junior that recovered the fumble. Caleb scored. Beal, don't forget, spiked it away and forced the fumble. Jeremy Beal, but Brandon Caleb with the 2 touchdowns. As our DirecTV game summary, wasted chances for Tulsa. Capitalizing has been Oklahoma.
Well, the answer, who's going to step up in support of Broyles? Caleb saying, I'm capable. He had a good game against BYU, and he is capable. And tonight, he is showing himself to be another option besides Broyles.
Yeah, but 4 times you're on the plus side, plus territory. Opponents 50 twice in the red zone, and you're shut out so far. You're hurting yourself big time for the goal line to Amassed Johnson. Yeah, good coverage. That wasn't the case last year, don't forget, for the specials for the Oklahoma Sooners. Trice got down there.
They're kicking the ball with a lot more authority. They're kicking it where they want it to be kicked. And as a result, the coverage teams are improving. Let's take a look. Get out of pocket intentionally. They're only rushing. Everybody's underneath. Everybody's jumping on Broyles underneath. there's no safety. You can't let the deepest receiver get behind you unimpeded like that.
And that was the corner, Sims, not a safety.
No, I know, and there was nobody deep. I mean, the coverage, they just caught him in the exact perfect coverage, and it was a blown coverage and no help whatsoever, and all he did was run right past the corner and stiffed armed a couple of times. No safety deep at all. They took a chance to get burned.
Kinne hit as he released, and fortunately it was over the hand of Brian Reynolds. It looked like it was headed to another interception. Downstairs we go. Jim Knox.
All right, Joel, here he is, the biggest cheerleader for the Oklahoma Sooners on that touchdown, Brian Bosworth. I know you like that because they capitalized on the defensive turnover.
Well, no question. I've always believed defense wins championships. The defense gives the offense the plate in which the Sooner magic comes out, and you just saw it right there. They stop them down here. Tulsa was able to move the ball a little bit, and with a little pass rush up the middle, we get the turnover. A couple of plays later, we're down the field, 7 on the board.
There we go. We'll let you get back to cheering. Thanks, Boz.
Kinne hooks up. Johnson's got it. And he's just short of the first down. Bumped out in front of Brian Jackson at the 25.
You know, when the in between the 20s, you can spread the field. All of a sudden, you get in the red zone, the field compresses. It's not as easy to spread them out. And now you have to be able to stand up and muscle people a little bit. And Brent Venables' defense is dominating in the red zone because Tulsa's offensive line just can't handle that defensive pressure they're putting on them.
Time of possession, once again, the most misleading stat in college football. Williams gets the first down on 30 yard. Pulling his way across the 30 to the 33, and I mentioned that because Tulsa's got it for at least 3 more minutes, a little over 2.5 more than Oklahoma. They've done nothing with their opportunities, though. So talk about a misleading number most of the time.
Well, you know, you look at Oklahoma coming into today's game, rush defense, only giving up 3 yards per game, 0.1 yard per rush. They've stopped people's running game.
Kinne faked it to his running back deep. He's got his receiver. Almost intercepted. Quentin Carter took it away. The receiver was available, but Quentin Carter timed it perfectly.
Yeah,
Freeman Kelly.
Nice job of closing ground, recoverability, speed out of the secondary. Smart headhunter. Carter will knock you around. That time he did a great job of making the play on the football. Ball severely underthrown, though. He had his receiver, Freeman Kelly, wide open and underthrew the football.
2nd and 10 for Kinne. Play fake action. And can't make a miss. In the backfield once again. What a start today for Ryan Reynolds. This is the guy you talked about. Torn ACL in 2006. Torn ACL last year after the Texas game.
Yeah, he's a good example of the miraculous modern medicine. I mean, coming back from each time from serious knee injury. And that time he played his angle perfectly, contained it, turned it inside, and made the tackle all by his lonesome. Outstanding effort.
So now 3rd and long. Better pocket protection for Kinne, who collapses at the end, but he had his man, who was simply dropped by Johnson. And that's a rarity. It looked like it got into the body of Damaris Johnson.
Well, the reason the protection was a little bit better is Oklahoma only rushed 3. Watch, they'll rush 3, and they'll drop 8 into coverage. And even with 8 into coverage, there's a little opening in the seam of the zone that they can take advantage of, but DJ doesn't squeeze the football. A drop pass. So Tulsa, lack of execution is hurting them big time.
Ryan Broyles waits back inside the 30. Michael Such will punt it away. Pretty good one. Good hang time. And Kinne going low with a flag on the play.
Yeah, interference with his opportunity to field the punt. He still did.
What a near collision as Jamon Williams was flying down the middle of the field.
Man, he just got up underneath him and just burrowed his way to the football, caught it.
Guts. That's what that takes. Serious guts.
Yeah. Return guys have to be crazy.
Kick catch interference, number 23 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. It is first down.
Bad to worse.
Boy, that's just a great effort. I think he thought he was down. He just kind of like touched him down. Big mistake by Tulsa.
Big 12 College Football Saturday presented by Philips HD. The images that move you the most are what we deliver the best. Brought to you in part by FreeCreditReport.com. Stay on top of your credit score. Credit Report at FreeCreditReport.com. by the all-new Taurus from Ford. Drive one. And the first down marker is brought to you by Overstock.com. Your tire order ships for just $2.95 at Overstock.com. Overstock.com at home with the O. And the O is picking up now as in Oklahoma and their offense. But the team's speed on defense is really what's made the difference in this game for the Sooners.
Especially in a compressed field in the red zone.
Chris Brown in the backfield will dump it off to Broyles. And he's close to a first down on the catch. Knocked out of bounds after a gain of 8, almost 9.
You know what was impressive out there was Brandon Caleb. He's caught 2 touchdown passes. What he did without the football for his teammate Broyles was big. Caleb did a nice job on the perimeter blocking for him. Let's take a look at him out here. He's on the very edge.
On second and short, Chris Brown slides through for 3. He's got the first down. Down to the 46. So now let's see if Oklahoma can chew some clock. 9 minutes to play in the half. As I mentioned, Tulsa's had it for 4 more minutes. Couldn't tell by the scoreboard, but time of possession could be very misleading, can't it?
Yeah, it definitely can. And Tulsa's defense is starting to take a lot more snaps than they're used to taking, and they anticipated taking in this game potentially.
Landry Jones checking off the line. Little counteraction. Brown. They pull the lineman, and what a pull it was. Big guy, Jarvis Jones, leading the way from right to left, and he gets about 9. So it'll be second and a yard. Well, save up to 70% off brand names every day. First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. Check it all out. Overstock.com at home with the O. On second down, Brown. Nice lane. This time just sliding outside. Tackle on the right side to the 26. Coyle puts him down.
What Oklahoma's got going now, Kevin Wilson, he's forced Tulsa to go to a 4-man line, and they're pounding the football, running the football at him. You know, this is the 4-man configuration is not their normal deal. Now they're going to drop back to a 3-man and cover the center with a nose tackle. They were in the first 2 snaps prior to that. They were in a 4-man front.
Flaps back in there, the fullback. It'll be Brown. The right tackle pulled again. And it's just a power play for about 4. Kind of surprised we didn't see this earlier, the way that Landry Jones threw the football. And granted, he's 13 of 17, 186 yards, but I thought we'd see more of a power game.
First play of the game, threw the football behind his receiver, Broyles, but I'll tell you, they're starting to pound it now. And Jarvis Jones, the big transfer from LSU, number 76, in space, boy, an 18-wheeler, rerouting himself, redirecting, getting upfield, throwing a block.
He's only 6'7", 300. But at top of the wheels, you see number 76 when he's out there running. DeMarco Murray on the play fake. He's open to the flat if they want him. Instead, it's Broyles. Right at the marker. Boy, Broyles is the favorite target, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And Broyles is the total package. You know, he's got strength-speed ratio. He benches 3 1/4. Very impressive for a guy his size to throw up 325 pounds to the bench, runs a 4.40, and he's smart. He understands spacing in the field of play. He's a very savvy football player. He is definitely the go-to guy. He's definitely the #1 guy. Today, Caleb has proven himself to be a more than worthy 2.
Dewan Miller of Metuchen, New Jersey, into the game for the first time. Played as a true freshman last year. They only need a yard, though, as Murray will get back inside the 15. He's brought down by Mike Ryan at about the 13.
And Oklahoma is starting to pound this Tulsa defense a little bit now. I think 2 things are happening. Number 1, the defense has been on the field for a long time. And number 2, they're starting to get a little frustrated with the lack of offensive support. They've had short fields, had opportunities, and have self-destructed in the red zone.
You joined us late. Tulsa had it 4 times inside the 50 of Oklahoma. Twice inside, when this 2 drives started at the 33-39, didn't get a point. Twice inside the red zone. Now the snap dropped. It was Trent Rattery, the tight end.
Well, that's 2 drops on the night, 2 touchdown passes. Tennell dropped 1, now Rattery drops another. Tennell dropped a deep ball, and Rattery, the receiver, at the tight end position without Gresham. Let's talk about that. Imagine if Gresham was in this football game at the tight end position, and Rattery looks like he's looking it in okay. He just flat out dropped it. I mean, he didn't lose his concentration, didn't take his eyes off the football. He just didn't secure the thing.
Murray in the backfield on 2nd and 10. in the flat. Bounces his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Man. There was a tackle on the edge missed by Black. And when he missed the tackle, Murray did a good job of righting himself. Black tries to just block him to the ground. You got to wrap your arms around him. And then he just absolutely looks like Edwin Moses hurdling over another Black and a Brown. He went through the color chart on that touchdown run. He made a couple of colors miss there.
Murray, the junior from Las Vegas, with the extra point by Jimmy Stevens on the short field of only 57 yards, gives the Sooners a 24-0 lead. 5:57 to play in the half.
Coming up on the Geico Halftime Show, a huge matchup in the top 25. Number 18 Nebraska versus number 14 Virginia Tech. We'll have the highlights coming up on the Geico Halftime Show. Joel, let's go back to you.
All right, Darren, thank you. Good one and a close one, as you'll report on that at the break. Wish we could say we had a close one right now in Norman with 5:57 to play in the half. Anything but. And it could have been a different story for Tulsa early with all their opportunities. But they wasted the chances. Moreland will take it away. It'll be Damaris Johnson bringing it back from the 1. Good coverage. First one down there for the Sooners, and we've seen that before. Sam Proctor, the starting strong safety. Look back at the score.
And look, make one miss. Poor tackling job. You're going to wrap your arms around and then up and over. First it was Black, then it was Brown. And as he went to the turf, looks like he's okay there, but he went to the sideline and they were checking. Looked like his shoulder out a little bit. Hopefully DeMarco Murray's going to be okay. The fly in his ointment has been staying healthy.
Well, Tulsa out of timeouts. Still a lot of time in the half. On the short one, A.J. Whitmore. Right at the marker and across it to the 31-yard line. His first grab of the game, the junior from Nashville, Arkansas.
Well, as you look back on this game, it's a very easy story. You know, the #1 key for Tulsa was 100% ball security. And they had 2 turnovers in the red zone, interception and fumble. Self-destruction. They put themselves in their schedule today. Oklahoma's too good to do that too.
Trips for Kinne going to that side. And a little flare going to Charles Clay, the junior from Little Rock. Decent yardage on first down. High percentage play out to the 37. And a look back at the keys.
Well, let's take a look at the miscues here. Here's the interception. Thrown behind. Interception is easy. Now Kinne is going to get stripped here. Beal knocks the football out. Oklahoma takes control of it. These are 2 red zone turnovers that are huge in the score of this football game. Instead of having a 0 on the board, Tulsa could literally have anywhere from 6 to 14 points, and they got nada.
Third straight road game to start the new season for Tulsa. Little bubbles screen for Whitmore. Man trying to make the most of it when he realized he wasn't going to get a lot. He took it to the 40. Short of the first down. Clayton and Reynolds, the backers over there.
I'm very impressed with Oklahoma's tackling in this football game. You know, because Tulsa really does stress the defense by spreading you out. They run a lot of different formations. They run a lot of different motions to change the strength, and they trade tight ends to change the strength. They only run about 5 or 6 plays, but they get to them so many different ways. Oklahoma has been sound with their assignments and very, very good tackling, and Brent Venables is going to like what he's seeing.
They need only a yard. Kinne making a miss. Gets 4 across the 45, tripped up by Ryan Reynolds.
You know, and obviously, when you come to this conference, the spread offense isn't anything new. Everybody seems to be doing it. I mean, it used to be everybody would run the option and the wishbone and everything when it was the Big 8. Now it's the Big 12, and it's evolved totally the other way. Everybody's spreading it and chucking it.
And tempo.
Yeah.
Everybody's running high tempo, high octane offense. Spreading the field. Williams and giving it back to the quarterback. Nothing doing though. They stayed at home in the secondary, didn't buy any of that action, and it's Jeremy Beal on the sack.
Well, you know, a little bit of a gimmick gadget here, and handoff, chuck it back, and look down the football field. Coverage is there. Austin English in some pressure with Beal, and those 2 defensive ends finish it off. Look, Oklahoma's in zone defense. Nobody's going to get behind them. They're going to make him throw everything down underneath, check down, and then come up, rally up and tackle. Well defended. Little hook and ladder thing wasn't going to work.
Kinne with time. Too tall and intercepted by Quentin Carter, the free safety. He's got it plus territory, so another pick on an overthrown ball.
You know, now it's to the point Brent Venables is all excited, and rightfully so. His defense has got 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery, and this is just the ball just floating on him. I mean, he's got people to throw to, and the ball floats, and nice effort. You know, awareness is what it takes a lot of times when you're in the secondary in his own defense. Quentin Carter showed a lot of awareness right there, just reading the quarterback's eyes.
So Oklahoma starting in Tulsa territory for the first time today. And Brown Uzi in the backfield. Almost like an unbalanced line to the left side. Good penetration up front. Odrick Ray, the junior from Athens, Texas, with a serious penetration.
Yeah, Odrick Ray just hit that gap, and he got up the football field and just eliminated him. And Oklahoma just trying to run that stretch play, and Ray said, nope, not this time.
Loss of 4. Tunnell is back on the field for one of the first times since the drop of the end zone. Landry Jones, plenty of time on the play clock to look over at the coaching staff.
Got him.
And offside. It's a free snap and a drop. But it was a free snap anyway from Oklahoma. Top side of the screen. There was a jump early. Downstairs we go. Jim Knox.
Joe, DeMarco Murray coming down on that landing. It wasn't exactly a perfect one as he hit his shoulder very hard. Went to the bench in a great deal of pain. They checked out his shoulder. Right now he's doing fine. It looks like he will be back in, but right now he is sitting on the bench.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Well, right now they don't need DeMarco Murray. 2:32 to play in the half. And they're capitalizing on just about every Tulsa mistake. Another opportunity now. After the mark off of 5, it'll be 2nd and long. Pocket protection. Too much time. Man. Wide out, Tunnell could not hang on with pressure coming from behind John Destin.
Yeah, Tunnell's fighting it. He's fighting the football right now. Instead of being loose and free and easy, he's really struggling out there.
Good to see DeMarco Murray back out.
Yeah, back out in the football field. And Tunnell, I mean, he's 6'4", 200 pounds. He's got all kinds of ability, but right now, mentally, he's fried.
Need 8 to keep the drive alive after the interception. Pick up the blitz. Not quite. And a flag.
Face mask.
Yep. It'll come back and be an automatic first down after the grab by Ontavious Scott.
Man, nothing's going right for Tulsa. And Landry Jones will find out.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 56 of the defense. 15-yard first down.
If at all possible, step up in the pocket. Don't continue to drop and bail out and try to run around everybody. And there's a good, solid, I mean, that's a face mask that you can do some damage. I mean, he not only grabbed it, he twisted and turned him to the turf. And he knew right away. He got up and slammed his helmet with both hands. Those are the kinds of face masks that can cause serious neck injuries. And you hate to see that kind of play.
It'll take it down to the 30. So the drive alive, 2:10 to play in the half. Jones, boy, close to a pick. He wanted Broyles, the D-back, Kenny Sims, who's headed the other way, but that kind of summarizes the first half for Tulsa.
Yeah, he did everything but catch the football. You know, watch him break on it. Reads it, beats the block, and breaks on the football, and can't catch it.
Well, the block by Kenny slowed him down just enough. Not much of a block, more of a hold. 2nd and 10 for the 30. Chris Brown, nothing doing. And put down by Antle, a weak side backer, a junior from Claremore, Oklahoma. This is tough for Tulsa. There's a lot of guys from the Oklahoma City area that play for Tulsa, and it means a great deal.
You know, and I look down on the Oklahoma sideline. I see Bradford and Jermaine Gresham. Gresham's there on crutches, and Bradford obviously not playing. The Heisman Trophy winner, best quarterback in the country, and the best tight end in the country aren't even in the football game. And there's Sam Bradford, and he's doing a great job of helping Landry Jones, being very supportive.
Offside, number 90 of the defense, 5-yard penalty.
And he knows how much his presence, how important his presence is to this football team. There's Jermaine Gresham, who came as a wide receiver, bulked up, hasn't lost a whole lot of speed. Both of these guys are unbelievable football players, and Oklahoma's had to deal with a lot of adversity very early in the season. You can't think of much more adversity than losing those two guys offensively.
So now 3rd down after the 5 against Audric Ray. They set up Brown. Brown to the outside. He's got the 1st down. Takes a shot inside the 20 at the 19 from DeAndre Brown.
They ran away from the pressure. Lockett came off the edge to the right side of the offense, and they ran the ball to the left. It was almost like they knew the pressure was coming and had a play to run right away from it.
Well, the one good thing for Jermaine Gresham is we spoke with him yesterday, and we've spoken to the staff as well. He can't come back this year because of the injury, but the knee is sound.
Yeah, no structural damage at all.
Royals turning inside for good yardage. Mismatched speed-wise, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just good in space once again, and working against the linebacker, and you got to think he's going to win that battle. But like you were saying, Gresham has some stitches in the cartilage that just will take some time to heal, but there's no structural damage, and Brian is the linebacker that's down and injured. But Gresham's going to be fine, and he's going to be a big factor in the National Football League.
58 seconds to play in the half, and the Sooners driving once again on top by 24. It'll be 2nd and short for the Sooners. Mike Bryant over on the sideline, the senior. His father was one of the great Sooners of all time, 2-time All-American, Ricky Bryant. It'll be Brown trying to bend it to the boundary. Good pursuit puts him down. Coming up out of the secondary. And a nice play made by Sarkisian, the senior from Hawaii, a transfer. El Camino College.
It looked like, Joel, that Mike Bryant suffered a left hand injury. Nothing wrong with his lower body, or hopefully he'll just be able to pad it up and continue to play. And we'll see if he does return. You hate to start losing bodies because, like we were talking about during the break, I mean, Tulsa and Oklahoma both have full conference slates ahead of them, Conference USA and Big 12.
Well, we've been talking about Mike's father, and a sudden shock for anybody around this part of the country and everybody in the Big 12. Ricky Bryant, 2-time All-American for the Sooners, passed away unexpectedly, not even 50 years old, July 25th. And yesterday, we spoke with the head coach of the Sooners, Bob Stoops, about the loss.
Ricky Bryant was a great player here, one of the best, and everybody around here still speaks so fondly of him, and the guys that played with him, coaches that coached him, and just sad for their family.
Yeah, our condolences once again. A shock to everybody in college football. It's 3rd and about 1.5 yards for Landry Jones. Man, good grab by Broyles. He'll get there. Touchdown Sooners.
Well, you saw a lot of good things there, Joel. You saw outstanding protection by the offensive line, giving Landry Jones space. And then you saw Landry Jones throw the ball from the right hash mark to the left quadrant of the football field with some RPMs on it. Then you saw Broyles, after he completed an excellent route, getting in and out of his cut, creating separation, finishing it. Red zone execution has been pretty good for Oklahoma, awfully bad for Tulsa. Difference in the game.
Well, it's a shock to me, Dave. The extra point from Jimmy Stevens, a sophomore from Oklahoma City. And a 31-0 lead for Oklahoma.
Let's take a look at it. Starts up front. Excellent. Everybody's stoning people. Got it out of that cut, got a little separation, and finished the play. And not to mention, that was a tight spiral. I mean, you talk about spinning the football. Landry Jones got it there in a heartbeat, and he got it there very, very accurately, right where the receiver wanted it.
So points off a turnover once again. Don't forget it was a short field after the pick by Quentin Carter. 8 plays, 47 yards.
Landry Jones started the game with an interception first play. Then he comes back and he chucks 4 touchdowns. Caleb in the back of the end zone. And then Caleb on a broken coverage, stiff arm. I get you again, boom, boom. You know, now, okay, let's get my great running back, DeMarco Murray, involved. He somersaults into the end zone. Then the last one we just saw. So 4 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers. Pretty good in attacking different areas of the football field. That's the good thing. He's employing different people and he's attacking different spots. And that's what makes it tough to defend when you have a passing attack like that.
Well, it's set up for Broyles. He's got 5 touchdown catches over the first 2.5 games this season. So they've set that cooker, and it's a high-pressure cooker right now for Brian Broyles, who grew up right here and played his high school football in Norman. On the short one, picked up at the 15 and put down at the 20. Very quickly, it was Black, the defensive back, brought down by Kinne Clayton. Well, Sam Bradford, a couple of weeks away, potentially. They've got a big game in 2 weeks against another Hurricane, and that's the Miami Hurricanes. We've been talking about Landry Jones. We'll let Bob Stoops compare the two, Jones and Bradford.
There's a lot in general that's similar to Sam in that very bright guy, very good student, processes quickly and understands. Calm, you know, but they have a fire about them but they still project calmness and coolness.
Well, it's out of the reach. Trae Johnson had to go off his fingertips, but he also saw the missile, the heat-seeking missile that was coming in. Sam Bradford, here's how good he is at anything he tries. And we're talking last year about the Heisman Trophy winner, scratch golfer,
right?
Hockey player extraordinaire.
Double-double in basketball.
Man,
you can do it all. Sam Bradford is all about eye-hand coordination. And the thing you like about both of these guys, Landry Jones and Sam Bradford, cool, calm, and all that, but also competitive. Capital C on their chests. You got to like that.
Kinne making a miss. Finally down to the 20. And hopefully that'll be the final play of a forgetful half for Kinne and Tulsa. Well, Sam Bradford is so big a hockey fan. When they were down in Florida last year for the bowl game, he wanted to meet, and they surprised him. He got to meet Pavel Bure, one of his heroes.
And he was the best hockey player in the area. He was talking to his parents about moving to Canada. He was so interested in the sport.
He wanted to play junior hockey up there.
He's gifted. There's no question.
So it worked well early for Tulsa, and then they beat themselves with turnovers. Chances were there as we head down to Jim Knox. Knoxy.
All right, Coach, you got to be pleased. Your defense already capitalized on 3 turnovers and basically shutting Tulsa out of the end zone.
Yeah, we still I feel we can play the run a little bit better than we have, but overall we've come up with some big plays and some key stops.
What about Landry Jones? He started slow with the interception, but right now 3 touchdown tosses.
He's doing an excellent job. We had some drops as well. If guys will catch the ball for him, he's doing great.
All right, Coach, best of luck. Thank you very much for the time. Halftime in Norman, Oklahoma with the score 31-0 Sooners. Now let's join Darren Horton with the Geico Halftime Show. Darren.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the Geico Halftime Show. Darren Horton in our Big 12 College Football Saturday studios. Week 3 of the college football season, and the Heisman campaign is picking up steam. Wait till you see what Cal's Javit Best did today. A record performance in Minnesota. We'll have highlights of the 7th-ranked Bears coming your way when the Geico Halftime Show continues.
Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma. And on the plus side, our Big 12 College Football Saturday, as you can see in the background, it was gray all morning, looked like rain. Well, on the plus side, it's turned out weather-wise to be a perfect day.
Right.
For those that are backing Tulsa, anything but. 31-0 at the break. Joel Myers, Dave Lappin, Jim Knox down to the sideline. And a real efficient start after a rocky beginning for quarterback Landry Jones in his 2nd career start. And our Geico's eyes on, well, they're on Landry Jones.
They sure are, Joel, and he threw the ball very well. Like you said, the first play of the game, he threw an interception. Then he threw 4 touchdown passes. You talk about bouncing back from adversity. And Brandon Caleb was the first player, other than the name of Broyles, to catch a touchdown pass. And he does a nice job here securing the football, and a short one. Then he goes long, you know, and it's a deal where Tulsa is sucked up. They're fooled on the play action, and he double stiff arm, and Brandon Caleb's in the end zone for the 2nd time. And the eHarmony stats that sum this one up, and it's very, very easy. Look at the bottom right, 4 sacks for Oklahoma, none for Tulsa. Look in the third from the bottom column, turnovers, Tulsa 3. Oklahoma won the first play of the game. Tulsa gets no points on that short field. They turn it over twice themselves in the red zone. 2 of their 3 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble, eliminated them from scoring any points. It has been self-destruction by Tulsa. Not taking advantage of any opportunity is the story of the game, Joel.
And as we said, time of possession, the most misleading stat most of the time in football. It was almost dead even. At about 15 minutes apiece, 31-0, Oklahoma. So there were chances early, those opportunities for Tulsa. They wasted them in the first 15 minutes of play in particular. And now the Sooners dominating as they came in slight favorites. They weren't even heavy favorites for the most part coming into this game. And it really has been a beautiful afternoon, football weather-wise. Todd Graham, you talk about frustration, herniated disc, up in the press box, started and a couple of floors above us in the coach's booth, and see a little fired up.
Well, you know what he wants to do, Joel? He wants to look in the eyes of his players that come off the field. It's easy to play when you have a lead. It's tough to play when you're down 31-0 at the half. He wants to see if he's got front runners or if he's got guys that will finish a football game in adversity. The only way you can tell is when they come off the field, you look in their eyes. And I think that's the reason he's down there right now.
We are underway. And it's going to be Freeman Kinne bringing it back, a true freshman, not Damaris Johnson. Ooh. Good coverage. Yeah, the special teams have improved significantly as opposed to last year. It was Ronell Lewis, a freshman from DeWar, Oklahoma. And drive chart now for Tulsa.
Yeah, and you're looking here at the problems. I mean, you know, here you go. And they're in the red zone. There's some of them, a 9-play drive in the red zone, fumble it. 6-play drive, 25 yards in the red zone, interception. I mean, you just can't give extra possessions to Oklahoma like that. They're too good.
Williams can't bounce away from the backer, Jeremy Beal. He runs like a backer, the defensive end. About 6'3", 260, junior from Carrollton, Texas. He led the Sooners in sacks last year. This defense is truly one of the best in the nation.
Oh, Joel, they've got excellent talent. The scheme is outstanding. They're well coached, and they run to the football. Other than that, what more do you want?
Now Kinne. Yeah, how did that ever get through to the receiver? It's complete for a short gain to Trae Johnson. But, man, that was tight.
Yeah, it was good concentration on the football. And it looked to me like Austin English might have been there in his zone blitz and coverage. Yeah, Austin English is. They dropped him off the line of scrimmage. Austin English in high school he was a running back, and he ran on the track team. He ran sprints. This guy's got some acceleration and some speed.
Kinne on 3rd and long.
Oh.
And just out of the reach of Trae Johnson. Brian Jackson had a decent angle on it and forced it wide of the intended target. Good coverage.
Yeah, he did. He jumped the route. Route recognition was there. He jumped the route, took the chance. If it's completed behind him, he's in trouble. Got the left hand on it, could not get the right. Only got one hand and could not secure the football.
Too many on the field. They finally get one off for Tulsa. As such, junior from Allen, Texas will punt it away. And a decent one. At the 39, Broyles makes the first one miss. He's got some space. Inside the 35. And finally brought down at about the 28 as Charles Clay, the reserve fullback, a junior from Little Rock with a flag down at the end of the play, makes the stop.
Boy, see what this flag is. No, there isn't. There's a flag on the field. Let's see what it is. But one thing that Oklahoma did down the football field, blocked. I mean, everybody was picking up people and getting their hats on people down the field. That's how big returns happen. See if one of them was legal.
Personal foul, number 86 in Tulsa.
Oh,
half the
frustration.
distance, first down.
Jake Collins.
That's frustration. Starting tight end on the special teams. A lot of starters play on special teams, and frustration right there. First half leaders for Oklahoma, Brandon Caleb. Boy, century mark on 5 catches. 2 of them went to the house. Jeremy Beal, 3 of the 4 sacks. And you got a forced fumble on one of them. Outstanding effort on either side of the football by those guys.
Brown's in the backfield with Landry Jones. It'll be Chris Brown. Couldn't make a miss. Otherwise, there's some space behind Klingscale.
They still are rotating offensive linemen into the fray. They're still trying to find the right combinations. And when Oklahoma's right, even in their great years, they played 7, sometimes 8 offensive linemen. They like rolling guys in there so everybody gets experience when games are still on the line.
Just in and out of Broyles' hands. It was hot, and there was good coverage from Antle on his hip as well. So one of the few that got away from Broyles. Well, talk about a short field. This one starting as we look at the first half drive chart. This one started at the 14.
The first play of the game, interception thrown, and then wham. In the last 4 possessions, put 7 on the board. That'll get it done. That's pretty good efficiency.
Third and still close to 10. And little middle kind of bubble action. Diving. Touchdown.
Boy, Broyles almost lost control of it before he crossed the end zone when he stretched out with that right hand. Now, you have to have possession when you cross that goal line. He didn't have it when he landed in the end zone. He was bobbling it a little bit, but just over the outstretched hand of the linebacker. Bob Stoops talking to Broyles about ball security right there, I believe. Make sure, don't celebrate too early, because that can lead to tragedy.
Jamie Stevens for the point after. So it took a long time, but a long field, a 14-yard drive, and a 38-0 lead. There are some really close football games going on this college football Saturday, and this isn't one of them. Big 12 College Football Saturday, brought to you by Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Philips HD, the images that move you the most are what we deliver the best. And the first down marker is brought to you by Overstock.com. Save up to 70% off brand names every day at Overstock.com. Overstock.com at home with the O. We are Oklahoma and all over it. Yeah, 0%. And now almost in negative territory.
The difference in these two teams right now, I think, Oklahoma played BYU, pretty good football team. Tulsa hadn't played anybody, and they went up against Oklahoma, who obviously, after playing BYU, more prepared this type of encounter.
They faced Tulane in the opener, then New Mexico, third straight road date. Freeman Kelly. Man, good move by the freshman. True freshman from Lancaster, Texas, doesn't quit on the play all the way across the 45. Good effort to the 49-yard line.
That's what Todd Graham wants to see. Who's going to continue to battle? It's easy to battle when you're up 38-0. It's tougher when you're down 38-0. Who's going to give effort? Who's going to get their hat on people on the kickoff return team? Who's going to break tackles and get extra yards and secure the football? A lot of good things happen in that kickoff return.
So Todd Graham, first half in the coach's boat. Second half down to the sideline. So close to the midfield stripe. See if they can finally get some points on the board. Kinne, here comes the heat. Man, dropped. That was his last option, A.J. Whitmore. He wanted to go downfield. That wasn't available.
Yeah, Jamad Williams, the running back and blitz pickup, got overpowered. I mean, Oklahoma is just a more physical football team right now. There's no question about it. The pocket is not a secure spot for Kinne.
Shavadrick Beaver, a really talented true freshman from Wichita Falls, Texas, in for the first time. He will keep it on the ground. And like most of the game, Ryan Reynolds and the OU defense collecting things with their overall team speed defensively.
Got a Sooner slow to get up right there. A little bit of a limp in this McCoy. You don't want to lose him in this football game, but he seems to be walking it off. Again, unbelievably impressive how sure the tackling is for the Sooners today.
Kinne is back in the game. Their starting quarterback on third and still close to 10. It'll be the first down of the second half on their second series. Kinne in trouble and on his way down. Another sack. This time Travis Lewis, the weak side backer.
That's 5 on the day for the Sooners. Sometimes sacks are because there's nowhere to go with the football. Kinne has time, but look, everybody's plastered. There's nowhere to go with the football for Kinne. In overtime, take him to the turf. You got to throw it away. If nobody's available, don't eat it, take the sack, throw it away.
Broyles waiting for the Such punt. And on the sideline, forced out of bounds, just outside of the 15. Sooners all over it, dominating, and they get it back 4 minutes into the third. Sooners get it back deep in their own territory, already up 38-0, and our Best Buy connections of the game, Dave.
Well, it's Landry Jones throwing 5 touchdown passes. Caleb involved in a couple of them right here, but he spread the wealth. He got DeMarco Murray and a nice little deal with a make one miss, go up and over another one, finish. Not bad. And go back to the guy that he really has a connection with, Broyles. Broyles makes the play, and Broyles makes another little celebration, juggle, but he's already in the end zone. 5 on the season now. He's got 8 touchdowns against 2 interceptions. Landry Jones, his best friend though, has been a dominating defense. And if they continue to play defense like they have and get their running game going, his 2 best friends right there.
Oklahoma, and you talk about the defense, has held Tulsa at 135 yards, 29 on the ground, 329 overall for the Sooners. Scrambling. It's the running back taking it across, Calhoun. That's Jeremy Calhoun, his first carry of the contest. So they're starting to look at some of the second and third teamers. Well, they've got alternate number 1s. Calhoun again trying to bend it, find a little crease, be your own blocker. He was, with a flag coming out of the secondary after gain up to the 16.
Well, let's see if maybe he caught a little overzealousness right there by Jarvis Jones, the transfer from LSU. He was really working hard in the second level. He was throwing some haymakers out there. He was getting after it. Nice downfield effort.
Holding, 47 to the offense. 10-yard penalty, second down.
That's Rattery, the tight end, sophomore from Weatherford, Oklahoma.
Rattery's had a tough day. He dropped a touchdown pass, and then he grabbed on the perimeter. And here's Rattery. You can see him stretching cloth, stretching jersey at the top of the screen, and no can do there.
Good call. So now it's going to be 2nd and 15. Calhoun from Ben Wheeler, Texas. Jeremy goes 6 even, 220 pounds, a redshirt freshman. And it's going to be 3rd and long.
You know, the thing that puzzles me is why Oklahoma's offensive line is struggling at this stage of the season. Because going against Oklahoma's defensive group as much as they do, it's got to make you better. I mean, it's just a matter of focus and concentration. They have it in them, there's no question.
Send out 4 in the pattern. A ton of time for Jones. Great grab. It's Cameron Kinne giving them a first down with a dive. Yeah, he transferred from Garden City Community College.
He boxed out Black on that one. Great protection. He's working on Black, and he just bodies him up, boxes him out, catches the football, goes to the turf.
That may be reviewed upstairs. Boy, nose of the football was right through his hands. They're not going to go upstairs. 38-0. It shouldn't impact this game.
No.
And now, do we have a timeout call?
I think they're resetting the clock. The clock was wonker jaw.
There'll come a point in this game on the other sideline as we look at Bob Stoops.
Please reset the play clock to 25 seconds.
For Todd Graham, when you say my conference schedule is everything, and this is a non-conference game, of course, for Tulsa, not a member of the Big 12, so when do I keep it to the ground? When do I make the most of it running the clock and try to get out of here?
Well, last week against Idaho State, both coaches agreed at the half to let the clock run because the weather was so bad and the score was so out of hand.
Now Calhoun. Good move. The pursuit, he let slide by. That was Trent Wilkins, the D-back, Duncan, Oklahoma. And made the most of the opportunity, getting about 6 yards on the carry. First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. At Overstock.com, you can shop with the company that supports college football. Overstock.com at home with the O. Now second and short. Throwing it. And throwing it deep. There'll be flags. The defensive back never turned around Destin, and it really didn't look like it was a catchable ball, but it was all over the receiver.
Tanel.
Yep.
And trying to go to him again, trying to build his confidence. You know, you don't want to lose that kid. 6'4", a couple hundred
Pass
pounds.
interference, number 18 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. It is first down.
And that's Destin, like you talked about, Joel, is just grabbing away. You can face guard in college football, but you can't grab and impede a guy from running his route down the football field. And you know, you don't want to lose Tanel. I mean, he's got all kinds of ability right now. The problem's not physical, it's mental. He's got head cases right now.
First and 10 for the midfield stripe. It'll be Broyles making a miss underneath for another first down. Phillips HD game break time as we go back to Southern California. Darren Horton. Darren.
Joel, number 1 Florida, quieting Lane Kiffin's Volunteers. Jeffrey Demp's 7-yard touchdown makes it 23-6. Gators snapping in the SEC opener. Lane Kiffin being schooled in Gainesville.
Thank you, Darren. Well, they hung in there early. That cover 2 Monty Kiffin defense. But then the Gators took over, didn't they?
Yeah. And Monty Kiffin will tell you that cover 2 was better when he had Warren Sapp and Brooks and Lynch and all those guys too.
We come right back to Norman, Oklahoma in a one-sided affair. $38-0 Sooners as we welcome you back to Norman. And don't forget, tomorrow a ton of NFL action coming your way. You can see. Take your pick and check for the game in your area. It'll all start at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific with the Fox NFL Sunday. Drew Brees, what a start for the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees. I know Phillip Rivers is a good quarterback, but man, Drew Brees.
He's something.
Got him for nothing, basically. Ton of time. In stride, Broyles. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
It's pitch and catch time now.
So Landry Jones by himself with a new Sooner record of 6 touchdown passes on the day. It'll be Jimmy Stevens for the point after. A 35-yard strike. Man, did he hit him in stride. Maybe his best throw of the day, setting the record for Landry Jones of 6 scores.
And there's another record going to be broken. 26 straight home wins. Protection, separation. He has time and space. You give a quarterback time and space, there is nobody within 5 yards of him. It's like playing 7-on-7. And Broyles says, you know, I've got all kinds. You run a crossing route like this one, it takes a while. But the protection was so outstanding, Broyles just said, I found my spot, and I'm going to get there, and I know the ball will be there. And like you said, Joel, he did not make him work whatsoever to catch the football. It looked like Joe Montana, Tom Brady. That's what makes those guys prodigies, is that when they hit receivers, they hit them in stride and do not make them even break any kind of stride to work to catch the football.
You know, the only thing that's still in doubt today, as Landry Jones just overtook Sam Bradford for the best day as a Sooner in touchdown passes. But how many people are going to be left in this building at the conclusion of the contest? That is the only thing yet to be determined. It'll be Freeman Kelly back deep waiting. So Broyles with 2 touchdown receptions here in the half. That is 3 consecutive, in fact, going to Broyles. And Kelly will take it on an angle to the 1. Not much room. And they set him up to just simply be pounded that time by Javon Harris, the defensive back from Lawton, Oklahoma. Well, our days in. Active leaders in touchdown tosses. Bradford at 986 and holding, of course, for they say at least a couple of more weeks.
But look at that. Active players, both Big 12 and both, Heisman candidates. Of course, Sam Bradford sidelined right now, but Big 12 can spread it and chuck it. And Sam Bradford does it as well as anyone, and he has become basically another quarterback coach.
Jacob Bauer in trouble and throws it away in the direction of Charles Clay. So Jacob Bauer in his first series, the junior from Meridian, Ohio, a transfer from Bakersfield Community College. Big kid, 6'3", 240. It's his second season at Tulsa, and he did play. He knows the system. Played in every game last year. He originally signed with BYU out of college before he ended up at Bakersfield.
And he's not much of a runner. A big guy, pocket guy. I wonder if they'll be able to protect him.
From their own 15, Williams takes it for 9, brought down by Travis Lewis. So Williams has had moments, they've been brief, but there's been a few runs for Jamon Williams. But overall, not many when you've been out gained 409 yards to 144.
Last week, Oklahoma pitched their 10th shutout under Bob Stoops. Right now, they've outscored the opposition 109-0 in the last 6.5 quarters. Man.
Kinne's back in there at quarterback. Man, they don't get the first down to Trae Johnson. There's a flag on the play. As soon as it was thrown, maybe it was a motion call.
Did Tulsa have 7 men on the line of scrimmage or more than 4 in the backfield? I'm not sure they were lined up legally. Let's see.
Illegal motion, number 1 in the offense. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
Boy, it's official now. Oklahoma has taken a 55-gallon drum of butt whip and shaken it up and sprayed it all over Tulsa.
Can I quote you?
I mean, this one is really uggy-oogie right now, and I'll guarantee you the guy that's most shocked is who we just saw, Todd Graham. I mean, he's not a guy that had any kind of expectation of this unfolding the way it did. He didn't think at all that his team would unravel and self-destruct.
Well, they're 23-7 in the 30 games so far under Todd Graham. Dominique Franks with a fair catch. That came from the sideline. Yeah, he's got it at the Oklahoma 42-yard line.
Well, Bob Stoops has got it going on here. He's won more games earlier than anybody since, 1909, and it's going to get better because look at this locker room. I mean, it is plush. If they got a bed for me, I could live there. It's got every amenity you want.
Tell Lynn, your wife, you said that.
Yeah. Look at this is the rehab facility. They're 3 feet deep. They can put ice in them, and they've got jets. And I mean, it's as nice as I've seen it. And when recruits go in there, it's pretty impressive. They're overwhelmed.
DeMarco Murray with a flag from the secondary. The back judge got a yard, and that's it. You got way too comfortable, as a matter of fact, in there yesterday. And I know you have no eligibility remaining.
But those massive pools, instead of having to worry about
getting
one
in a
individual,
bucket.
Getting in a bucket individually.
Number 47 of the offense, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Illegal crackback. You can't hit below the waist on that crackback block. And Rattery's got his second penalty to go along with a drop touchdown pass. It's been
well, they're not hurting for scores.
No. That 15-yard penalty Bob Stoops does not like. I mean, you don't want to take those personal foul penalties and put your team behind the chains to the point that they are. There's not a whole lot of plays in your playbook for 1st and 25.
But as we just saw that video, and we didn't show you a lot, but there is a massive complex alongside this field. And what a recruiting tool. And there's a number of teams now in the Big 12 like Oklahoma. Should be picked, and it is intercepted. On the run, taken by Trent Wilkins, redshirt freshman from Duncan, Oklahoma. And he'll take it. The opportunity for the backup.
Landry Jones a little bit too comfortable and confident right here. I mean, you just don't make that throw. That coverage is as good as it's going to get. That was an easy pick. Just read the quarterback's eyes, and I bet at that point Wilkins was like, is he really going to throw this? Yeah, he is. I might as well just catch it then.
They'll bring back in quarterback Jacob Bauer. The quarterbacks have some size. From the 49 of the Sooners, Williams, nothing. It'll still be about 2nd and 10. Clock mercifully moving towards the 6-minute mark remaining in the third. First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. At Overstock.com, award-winning customer service will make you feel at home with the O. Not a lot of offense, speaking of O. For Tulsa. Good throw there. Trae Johnson's got it, the junior from Grand Prairie. And he's got a first down to the 30 of the Sooners. Boy, that was in the middle of about 4 red jerseys.
Yep. And Quentin Carter was one of them, trying to rip the football out of there. And Todd Graham, you know, it obviously has not gone well, but there's no quitting that man. And he's the guy that sets the standard.
Williams lunging for a couple. Field tripped him up. So most of the first team out there defensively for Oklahoma with 5.5 left here in the third.
You know, football can be a lot of lessons in life, and you're going to get knocked down in life, just like in football. It's how you get back up and what you do with it. And right now, Tulsa's trying to get back up because they've been knocked down.
Bauer, too tall, no. Brought down Trae Johnson on the quick out. He's got it to the 21. He's short of the first down, less than a yard.
Good effort. Brian Jackson in coverage, and he stayed with it. And Trae Johnson caught this ball more than once. Tipped it to himself, secured it, got the left knee down with possession of the football. Before he went out of bounds, that's a catch.
So now third, just a yard. They had deep field position a couple of times in the red zone in the first half. 4 times for the first half, plus territory. Now Bauer, after putting it on the ground, he's down. It'll be Ryan Reynolds, who's been all over the field today. The middle linebacker puts him down. It's 12 tackles for Reynolds.
Now, do you get on the board of the field goal? You know, Fitzpatrick, this is obviously well within his range, or do you go for it? Oklahoma rallies to the quarterback once you realize that recovering from that bad snap is going to have to do something. Tulsa deciding to go for it.
It'll be Bauer. So on 4th and about 2.
There was movement on the left side of the offensive line, flinching a little bit.
Make it 4th and 7.
Yep.
May see the place kicker here. Nope. Place kicker's on the sideline, begging to come in.
Number 76 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
They got Kirk Puckett, a little bit of a flinch. You know, the crowd gets loud. Even though you're standing right next to the quarterback, you're going to be flinching over here. Some early movement.
They'll go for it. So now it's going to be 4th and about 7. A long one for Tulsa. Pressure again. There goes Bauer.
Got rid of it.
Yeah, got rid of it anyway. It'll still be Oklahoma ball, but it'll be at the 27 instead of the 37.
Bauer, 6'3", 242 pounds. He's bigger than a lot of the defensive players. The only people not bigger are the defensive linemen. And it's like, you know, Ben Roethlisberger, can you take him to the ground? He took the hit and just stayed upright and threw the ball away. I mean, dangerous, could have been picked off. He got away with it. It was 4th down anyway. He figured, what the heck? Might as well just throw up a prayer, and it wasn't answered.
Well, Beal was there. Austin English was there. That was the sandwich. And now others getting involved for Oklahoma. First activity of the day for a running back last year that had a super game in the Big 12 championship game, Moses Madu. It'll be DeMarco Murray on the handoff. And good yardage on first down.
You know, talking about the two guys that had him sandwiched, 6'3", 260, and in Austin English is 6'3", 250. The quarterback's about their size, 6'3", 245. So Austin English, Beal, what a rotation they've got at that defensive end position. When you throw in another one like Frank Alexander, I mean, they got 3 starters.
First down, DeMarco Murray gets 3 to the 40. So fresh set of downs for the Sooners with 3.5 to play. Stopping momentarily. And Oklahoma's off next week, then Miami. And that is going to be an interesting matchup.
It is. Miami has got a bunch of athletes that can really run. Oklahoma has to travel down there. Will Sam Bradford be back for Miami, or will they keep him out until the Red River battle down in the Cotton Bowl against Texas? Or will he be back then? That's a major question.
Pressure on Jones, holding as well. You can see the hold as they tried to keep Ray out of the backfield. Audric Ray had a good push. Greg Burks, our Big 12 official.
Holding, 77 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Left guard Stephen Good trying to hold Audric Ray out of the backfield.
Yeah, he got on an edge. Watch right here. He get on an edge, and then once the feet are even, he's by you. Right there, his feet are by you, he's by you. I mean, you're in trouble right there. Just trying to grab and hold on for dear life.
Moving the pocket, a little dump off. Man, James Hanna, his first catch of the day. Gets some of the penalty yardage back. It'll be now 2nd and 12. Now it's time for Jim Knox and our freecreditreport.com. Down the sideline.
Thanks a lot, Joe. The Sooner men right here. Fear the stash. AKC in honor of Landry Jones, Sooner quarterback. They got the fake stashes going. You know, I think Big Dave Lapham, these things will look good on you. Get your stash going right here. Fear the stash here with the Sooner men.
Knoxie, if I reach puberty, I'll grow one. I can't grow one yet. I'm still working on it.
Incomplete, trying to get it outside. DeJuan Miller. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. And they've got Chris Brown back in the game. Here comes the heat. Little screen action. No. And won't get the first down. Good pursuit behind Chris Brown. Outstanding play. Picking him up for Tulsa. It was Arnick, the linebacker from Dallas.
Yeah, pretty good job of the few members retracing their steps when they read screen and get out there and get involved.
Josh Heupel talking it over with his quarterback, Landry Jones.
Josh Heupel, highly acclaimed as a quarterback coach. A lot of people think he's one of the best in the country. And Josh Heupel, of course, was the commander-in-chief at quarterback of the national championship team.
Trae Johnson waits for the punt. And almost a perfect one by Tresway. Well, you were just talking about Josh Heupel. That, as we talked to Sooners coaches yesterday, an unlikely national champion.
Right.
The other teams that they were stacked with, everybody thought would win a national championship did. Heupel, different story.
Well, look at what we got coming up next week.
College football Saturday.
We've got Southern Miss, Kansas, and Southern Miss has got the triplets, Davis, Fletcher, and Brown, and Kansas has got the quadruplets, Reesing, Sharp, Meyer, and Briscoe. And Todd Reesing is, people missed on him. That guy can play.
Those are his numbers today in the win over Duke. Shavadrick Beaver. We've been told he is some kind of athlete. True freshman, Wichita Falls, Texas, 6'3", 190-pounder.
Late flag.
Could play a lot of different positions.
Little extracurricular going on, a late flag there. The referees don't want to lose control of this football game.
It's already out of control.
Well, not in terms of extracurriculars. The scoreboard is a little bit slanted, obviously. But now this is when frustration can boil over, and referees want to make sure they keep a tap on it.
After the play, personal foul, number 89 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. It is first down.
Cordero Moore, the senior from Mesquite, Texas, a tackle.
Let's take a look at a little misdirection. Watch the linemen all pull one way, and then Beaver goes the other. I mean, pretty good little action right there. And Beaver is very, very athletic. Big body guy. He can finish runs. He's got a bright future. Getting him some snaps against the defense that can really, really react and run.
From the 44, Beaver losing the handle, but you can see how elusive he is as Keenan Clayton poked it free momentarily, but the way he stops and starts, break an ankle, why don't you?
Keenan Clayton is a very, very versatile defender for Oklahoma. He can play linebacker. He can play in the secondary. Number 22 in that red jersey gives is Oklahoma's defense. Very, very valuable snaps. They can put in they can be in different defensive packages without substituting.
It's Bauer, his turn. And the quarterback, he runs like a linebacker down to the 43.
And I'll tell you what, the guy that laid the wood on him brings it. Quentin Carter will hit. He's a headhunter. But that's a big body coming at him. He wasn't bashful. He was not, squirmish about the contact. Man, that's a big body to take down there.
He looks like he belongs in a Sooner uniform, doesn't he? He's got that look. First down for the 43. Nobody accounting for the wide receiver on that side. Clay Sears. He lines up in a wingback over there. The sophomore from Fredericksburg, Texas.
Nice little play. Nice the way it's drawn up and conceived and executed well as well.
So that's going to be the final snap of the third 15 minutes of play. We get ready for the conclusion. A long one so far in Norman, Oklahoma. It's the Sooners defensively doing a number on Tulsa. They lead it after 3, 45-0. You're watching Big 12 College Football Saturday, presented by Phillips HD. Welcome back to Norman for the start of the fourth quarter. Our DirecTV game summary and a new single game record for the Sooners. Landry Jones, the redshirt freshman, with 6 touchdown passes, the last 3 going to his favorite target over the first couple of games, and that's Ryan Broyles. Scrambling Shavadrick Beaver on first down. Nothing there. It'll be second and long right at the Sooners 30. So the Sooners just trying to get a shutout out of it.
Well, they've got 7 quarters of shutout football going right now, Joel. 7 quarters and counting. BYU scored in the fourth quarter to take a lead in that opener, and that's the last points they've allowed.
Bauer stays in there, quarterback. Kinne went most of the first 3. Heat right in the face of the quarterback. A holding call. And Bauer throws it away. Boy, is he tough to bring down. Jeremy Beal all over him.
He's a big horse. Another hold for Tulsa.
Holding, number 53, the offense. 10-yard penalty, second down.
And it's called on a true freshman, Trent Dupe.
Yeah, that's the Tulsa offensive line right here as he slide protection. He gets his hands outside the framework and just sumo wrestles him to the ground. He grabs a hold of shoulder pad and gets called for the hold. There have been 6 or 7 quarterback sacks, quite a few tackles for loss, interceptions. It all starts because right here they got a little bit more maturation to do, and they are without the best lineman on their football team. Tyler Holmes will be out for a while with a broken fibula.
Kinne comes on the field late, looking for a screen, and should have been picked. Dropped by Travis Lewis. You think he's a little upset? Phillips HD game break. Let's go to Darren Horton. Darren.
Joel in Seattle. This pupil-teacher matchup is getting more interesting by the moment. The Huskies' Eric Folk bangs it home from 46. Washington leads number 3 USC 13-10, under 9 minutes to go, Joel.
Wow.
Well, Matt Barkley out. Aaron Corp started on the road in a difficult place. I've done a number of games up in Seattle. Tough place for your first career start. Receiver went one way, defensive back went the other, and Dominique Franks had a much better shot at it than A.J. Whitmore.
Yeah, I played up there, Joel, in college, Washington, and man, that crowd is tough. I mean, that is a loud place to play.
Yeah, it's a real steep old stadium.
Yep,
and the noise factor, it kind of
right
vibrates.
Back down. Yep, right back down on top of you. You can't hear yourself thinking there. And let's face it, Sarkisian certainly knows USC, knows Pete Carroll, his tendencies, knows the position, talent, and who can play and who can on that football team. They all can, but what their weaknesses are.
Dominique Franks waits for the punt. It'll be over his head and into the end zone. As you mentioned, tough place to play, and especially if it's your first start like it is for USC's Aaron Corp. Sooners get it back when we return to Norman. Sooners have it, a little more than a minute gone here in the fourth, and DeMarco Murray, part of our Keystone Light, always smooth moment, and this play came a 13-yard touchdown pass to Murray late in the first half, a little more than 3 minutes left, and it made the score 24-0. Pretty good balance.
Yeah, he makes first he makes Black miss, spins inside of him, then he goes up and over Brown, and they were black and blue when it was over.
Sooners get it back at their own 20. Tulsa stalled in Sooner territory and had to punt. Brown stays in the game. You're wondering about Landry Jones. Well, Landry Jones, a redshirt freshman from Artesia, New Mexico, his backup in practice, and we watched practice yesterday. We'll get to that in just a moment. They give it to Chris Brown. And Chris Brown's got a first down. Bumped out at about the 36-37, but his backup is a true freshman, real good one, out of Lee High School in San Antonio, 6'5", 225, Drew Allen. And ultimately, they'd like to make sure he redshirts this year.
Yeah, nice little misdirection, little counter action here, and Brown takes full advantage of it. Excellent blocking on the perimeter for Brown, provided by Miller, the sophomore running back.
Moses Madu, who had over 100 yards, Big 12 title win last year, now at wide receiver, taking it in rhythm, brought down by Audric Ray after a game of only a couple. So they've used a lot of true freshmen over the first two games, the Oklahoma Sooners, most of those on specials, a couple on defense, but Drew Allen, I think they'd like to keep his red shirt.
Yeah, there's some youth in the depth of this football team, no question.
Brown weaving his way for another 5-6. He'll be short of the first down by 2. Now they just want to get out of here healthy. Clock's rolling. 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Find out over the next 2 weeks whether they get back their Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Sam Bradford for the Miami game.
Back-to-back, Miami and Texas after that bye week, Joel. And the bye week's coming at a very, very opportune time for them, coming off back-to-back spankings they're applying to people.
It'll be Moses Madu. First down. They didn't wrap him again, did they?
Nope.
Inside the 40. Well, Sam Bradford coming off his Heisman season where he threw for better than 4,000 yards is already the all-time leader among Sooner quarterbacks. Now remember, they ran the wishbone a long time here, but recently they've had some very good ones.
Well, Jason White, a Heisman Trophy winner, and Sam Bradford passed up a Heisman Trophy winner with his effort down at BYU before he injured that shoulder.
Brown, or Macon Calhoun rather, 23, not 29. For about 3, give him 4 to the 36.
Yeah, you look at the Heisman Trophy winners in Oklahoma history, you know, as running backs, and then all of a sudden they changed the whole dynamic of their offense with the spread. Bob Stoops brings Mike Leach in here initially to install it with Josh Heupel, and then all of a sudden, boom, here comes White, here comes Bradford, Heisman Trophy winners at quarterback.
Calhoun won't go down. Backwards, he gets the first down. The last 2-3 yards. Down to the 29. Good experience. Whether it's Calhoun this week, last week it was Jonathan Miller, a true freshman from Garland, Texas. There's Josh Heupel. And the national championship game, don't forget, when he was a Heisman runner-up in 2000. Their 7th and most recent national title.
Well, what happened with the 2000 team, they stayed healthy. They caught every break there was to catch, and the schedule was favorable. And all 3 of those components equal national championship.
We needed it, didn't we? Tulsa calling it a timeout. 11:44 left, but we come back to Norman. Exits are full in Norman. 45-0 Sooners. Well, NCAA President Miles Brand unfortunately passed away this past Wednesday after a nearly year-long battle with pancreatic cancer. Brand had served as NCAA president since January of 2003, led the association through key initiatives, including academic reform, increased emphasis on presidential leadership, and broad discussions on fiscal issues in college athletics. Our condolences go out to the entire Brand family. A great loss. Great man at the age of 67.
Penalty flag here. Stopping action. Yeah, you know.
False start. Number 70 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's Corey Brandon. Joel, yeah, you talk about, was your life meaningful? I mean, did your life affect others in a positive way? I think Miles Brand and his family can, you know, basically take solace in the fact that his certainly did. I mean, he had a major influence on a lot of people, and in years to come, his influence will be felt as well.
Running back Calhoun buried just a yard on that play. Clock running, 11.5 left. Destin in on the hit. So they're alternating. Last week it was Jonathan Miller's turn. Man, he had his first career TD run, a 36-yarder. I like they're getting a lot of guys involved, though. A lot of the kids that are underclassmen. And you have the opportunity when you're beating an Idaho State the way they were, 64-0. And now as they dump it off, it goes to another reserve for the Sooners. And this time it is Eric Mensick, the tight end, junior from Rosenberg, Texas. So a lot of touches, but that is the luxury when you've got the depth that Oklahoma has.
Yeah, there's no question, and a lot of these guys are trying to move up the depth charts. And they're fighting for jobs. That's the great thing. A lot of these guys were all-state and all-American players when they were in high school. Oklahoma is an upper echelon program. There's no doubt, and playing time's hard to come by.
Landry Jones out of the hands of Calhoun. He would have been able to get to the first down. He was tracked pretty well on the sideline with the D-back coming over, but it looked like he could have spun to the first down marker. So now an opportunity for Jimmy Stevens. And this was a concern last year. Stevens done a good job. He's 3 of 3 so far this season. He's got one early in this game. Short one, 25-yarders.
You know, you look at 10 shutout was last week in Bob Stoops' history as a coach here. When's the last time Oklahoma had back-to-back shutouts? They're looking at that now.
Missouri hung up 52 on Furman. Line drive. Duck hook off the first tee. I've got that shot in my bag.
Yeah, hit the top half of the football. Can't hit the top half of it.
So a missed 40-yard attempt for Jimmy Stevens. Stay with us in Norman at 45-0. Transportation for us provided after the game. 10:32 left. Sparing no expense once again. Bauer in a quarterback. Big run up the middle. And it was Willie Carter.
Horse collar.
Yeah, horse collar behind Willie Carter, the redshirt freshman from Crockett, Texas. We said collar, not just plain horse.
Got the blinders on. They're focused. There's going to be a little add-on here of a few yards for the old horse collar. You can't take a guy down by the nape of the neck at the shoulder pad area and just haul him to the ground. Basically, the Roy Williams rule as such. Roy Williams is a great safety here. He got TO a few times in the NFL, a little injury as a result.
There was no foul on the play for horse collar. Runner was not pulled down immediately.
Not pulled down immediately. You have to, the horse collar in the back of at the nape of the neck, basically, and then, but the runner takes another step. So it said not pulled down immediately, so ate that flag.
It'll be a first down after the run by Carter. Carter stays in there. Meets Ryan Reynolds, doesn't he? He pushed him back for about 3. But now if you're Tulsa, you feel the same way. You want some positives to carry into your next one. You want to get out of here intact. I'm talking about health-wise.
I agree, Joel. I can't tell you the respect I have for Ryan Reynolds. This is a guy that loves the game of football. To rehab through the knee injuries that he's rehabbed through, and, you know, obviously when they lost him against Texas last year, it was brutal for the defense to adjust. This guy is all football player. He's a coach on the field.
Yeah, ACL is Bauer. Puts it up, should have a flag. No flag. It goes incomplete for Chris Ford.
You can face guard in college football, so they decided that that's all that went on there. But
looked like contact.
Reynolds, you know, 2 ACLs. So he knew what he was looking at the second time, obviously, having gone through it once. But to come back and be as effective as he is, it's a heck of a story. It's a heck of a story of determination and will and discipline and everything.
Shavondrick Beaver in there at quarterback. A true freshman. And Carter battling for the first down. He's got it across the 47 out to the 49-yard line. He's a load. 6'2", 210-pounder.
Joel,
big in Texas. That's another Texan.
Got a little information for you. Last time Oklahoma recorded back-to-back shutouts, 1987. Shut out North Carolina, and guess who? Tulsa. And then the last time Tulsa was shut out in 2004. But the last time Oklahoma went back-to-back shutouts, 87, Tulsa was involved in that. Will it happen again?
Well, this is going to be a record-setting day. You talked about it in the first half. This is going to be the 26th consecutive home win for the Oklahoma Sooners. Beaver making Austin English miss right at the point of attack. Ryan Jackson forces him out, but we talked about how elusive escapability of Beaver. Watch this play.
Yeah, he was a busy Beaver on this one. Look at all that he did. I mean, the juke right there, a little stiff arm. That's Austin English. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Then he just picks up a block down the football field. Pretty good vision. You can tell he has got that silky smooth athleticism to him.
He didn't panic, did he?
No, not
D-end right in his grill. And
yeah.
just made one move, a little stiff arm for space, and gone for 10, 11 yards. Beaver out of the edge, makes a miss again. Down to the comeback route. Flags, then another one potentially at the end of the completion by Ford. As Quentin Carter popped him at the end of the play. Feisty group of Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. And Todd Graham has to be pleased with not the scoreboard or anything that's transpired, but that his team is still playing real hard.
Yeah, they're not surprised there. There's no quit in them because there's no quit in
Pass
Todd
interference,
Graham.
number 82 of the offense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Call it on Sears, the tight end.
OPI, offensive pass interference. Can't push off to separate and to gain an advantage. Let's take a look at him down the football field. He's blocking. He's thinking that the quarterback's going to run the football. So he's blocking down the football field, and they call him for offensive pass interference.
Well, was that a block? I mean, there was.
He put his hands on him and pushed him.
There was not much there.
That's what they were. That's what the call was.
45-0 with 8:22 to play and counting. I still say there's not much there. First and 20, or make it 25. Beaver in trouble. And got rid of it despite Austin English. Man, oh man. This kid's going to be fun down the road. It'll be the first loss of the season for Todd Graham and Tulsa. Mentioned though, third consecutive game on the road. Cha-ching. It's about paydays, isn't it? 5 of their first 7 are away from home. And this is a nice payday. There's a rivalry too. Usually it's closer than this.
Wow.
Beaver.
Oh, just got him by the shoelaces.
Barely tripped up at the 40. Otherwise, he gets close to a first down there. He still needs 12, but he was off to the races.
And he's gassed. He's winded a little bit. He tapped out. He asked to be replaced. And look at this athletic ability. Nice block. I mean, stone block down the football field, just getting after it. Man, and Beaver takes advantage of it. But Todd Graham's done a heck of a job with this program at Tulsa. We'll talk about him after this snap.
Bauer will take this snap as Beaver's over on the sideline. Will they get on the board? This could be the drive. Prevent the shutout. Blitz coming. Van Bauer had to get rid of it in a hurry with the heat in his face.
You know, you look at Todd Graham and what he's done with this program. In 2001, Tulsa was 1-10. In 2002, Tulsa was 1-11. Steve Craigthorpe came and started to turn it around. He moved on to Louisville. They hired Todd Graham. The last 2 years, 21 wins. 11 wins last year, a record for the program. This is a blip in the, a little bump in the road, a blip on the screen. The body of work is strong for Tulsa, very, very strong, and I think the future burns brightly with Todd Graham at the helm.
A sensational start, and this is third season. Winning 23 of the first 30, but screen and Carter knocked out of bounds on 4th and 12 and won't get it. So the Sooners have it when we return. And only 7:05 remaining. Trying to hold on for a shutout. Big 12 College Football Saturday. Presented by Philips HD. The images that move you the most are when we deliver the best. Brought to you in part by eHarmony.com. Are you ready to fall in love? By X-Men Origins Wolverine on Blu-ray and DVD today. And by Days Inn, the best value under the sun. Now Nebraska trying to hang on at Virginia Tech. Final minute of play there, leading by 5. And now Oklahoma here in Norman gets it back, and to a freshman, Jonathan Miller. His first action in the backfield.
Whoa!
Well, he had 88 yards on 12 carries last week, 8 on his first today as we check in with Jim Knox. Knoxy?
All right, Joel and Dave, you know, we have a record passing, touchdown record passing on the field. Landry Jones, 6 touchdowns, maybe a record right here. You remember Jack, jumping Jack Zach right here, senior cheerleader, 10 cheerleaders he's trying to clear. Go ahead, Zach. Here we go, big guy. Side semi, put your head down, Boomer. Whoa,
jeez.
That's a world record right there. Way to go, Zach.
Unbelievable.
I've done that. That's
Man,
such a big deal.
How do you not blow an ACL, MCL, PCL, every CL?
Did you count the bodies down there? Jonathan Miller again. He's got it to the 46. Let's see how many people are really down there.
Man.
Okay.
Look at the length. Look at the length. I mean, the height, Steve, but look at how long he is airborne. He defies gravity.
Was that a double Lindy?
It was stronger than new rope, I know that. Man.
You're sick. That's great. College days aren't any fun at all.
That's an athlete right there.
They're no fun. You're not having a good time, are you?
Jumping jack. Jumping jack. I like it.
A lot of good things. A lot of good things about college football Saturdays. Miller again. Just trying to run out the clock, gets 3. So inside of 6 to play. It was 31-0 at the break, now 45-0. And the first down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. And Overstock.com, our award-winning customer service will make you feel at home with the O. And Oklahoma's outgained 515 yards to 266. And the one thing I brought up real early, because even when it was a game, 17 and then 24-0, Tulsa still had more time of possession. Tulsa right now has 28-plus minutes compared to 24-plus minutes for Oklahoma. So throw that one out. Time of possession means a lot, doesn't it? And ever since they've gone to up-tempo and spread offenses, it means even less.
Right, because you have so many big plays.
Right. Colorado today, Dave, wearing 1923 uniforms that were real snappy.
Looking like they're getting off
their first one.
Virginia Tech just took the lead on Nebraska, so they're up with 12 seconds, 21 seconds to play. They're up 16-15. Kansas smokes Duke 44-16. We're going to have the undefeated UK football team. That's Kansas University football team in Lawrence. That's going to be strong against Southern Miss. We're looking forward to that one. A lot of points next week.
Calhoun bouncing outside, breaking a tackle to get a first down. What about Missouri? They didn't have the Missouri game up there, did they?
Missouri won big, right?
They had 51. I mean, are they discriminating against the Tigers here? What's going on down there?
And then some late kickoffs. Will Oklahoma State bounce? See if they can get a little rice-a-roni going.
Missouri beat Furman. What do they have, 52 points?
52-12, I believe.
Thank you. Boy, a lot of Longhorns and Sooners working in our production truck. 45-0 Oklahoma. From the 41, first down Sooners. Ooh. Hot one. And Landry Jones wisely just hits the deck.
Smart Kim's on that snap. He just toned it down a little bit. Watch the heat. Little height. Landry Jones keeps it alive, taps it to himself, but takes a sack as a result of it.
Adi Manga, the senior from Winfield, Kansas, was on top of the situation just in case he thought he was going to do something. Running the play clock. Inside of 10. Another hot one. Calhoun with a flag down on the play, also down after a gain of only a yard. Good play by Dexter McCoyle on the outside. Looking ahead, I mentioned Oklahoma off next week, and then at Miami.
Right.
And Miami has looked like Miami of old, where they've got some gliders, some real team speed once again.
In the back-to-back, you know, the Red River battle, and then you got Kansas. I mean, that's a tough little dynamic. Nebraska's playing good football. I mean, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, real challenge. When will Sam Bradford return? How effective will he be in the early stages of his return? A lot of ifs, a lot of question marks. The good news is they're developing a backup quarterback that is maturing with every single snap. He sets a record today. Landry Jones, 6 touchdown passes in one game.
Well, you see the mustaches around the stadium today for Landry Jones. And those look more Groucho Marx than Landry Jones. Throwing it away wisely.
Got linemen downfield, but they didn't throw the flag on that one.
And looking ahead now for the Hurricane of Tulsa. And their schedule, and I talked about it, the conference schedule meaning so much to them to get ready for that.
Boise State, great game against Fresno State last night. Boise State, top 10 football team. That's going to be a real challenge for them real quickly down the road. So Houston upset Oklahoma State in Stillwater, November 7th. They've got them. I mean, Southern Miss, another good football team. They got some challenges.
They almost get to Tress Way. And it'll hit inside the 10. And nice play downfield, saving it. James Winchester, the deep snapper. So the deep snapper basically untouched, the sophomore from Washington, Oklahoma. He's got some wheels. It helps when nobody touches, you know. Don't forget tomorrow, Fox NFL Sunday. Drew Brees and the matchup with the Eagles. Doesn't look good for Donovan McNabb in his start, but a good one. And then second half, Bucks, Bills, Seahawks, 49ers. All starts with the kickoff show. Pre-game at noon Eastern. Bauer back into quarterback.
You look at James Winchester. Not only did he have wheels, how about the balance? He looked like a ballerina tightrope in the goal line. I was waiting for him to just arabesque and plie at the conclusion a little bit.
Well, heartbreak city for Nebraska, but if there's one school that needs some pick-me-ups and you don't feel badly about it, it's Virginia Tech. And they won it by 16-15. And they've had some real down moments, as we all know, over the last couple of years. Another one recently. So the Hokies win it 16-15 over the Cornhuskers, but the Cornhuskers really played great football all day.
Came down to the last down. It was a fourth down pass, a pass completion that won the football game with 21 seconds to go. Just a Donnybrook.
Stop the running back Carter. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Got to get off the air. Inside of 2.5 left.
Well, I think Oklahoma's shutout looks like it's got a good chance of taking place. And again, the last time they had back-to-back shutouts, 1987, they shut out the North Carolina Tar Heels in Tulsa. And then Tulsa could be involved again after shutting out Idaho State last week. Tulsa could be the second consecutive shutout once again in 2009.
Oklahoma. You don't want to take any timeouts to next week. Timeout Oklahoma. So Tulsa looking at a 3rd and long, inside of 2 to play. And coming up on our college football Saturday, it'll be your Bearcats, Dave, against the Beavers of Oregon State.
I'll tell you what, Tony Pike, 6'6" quarterback, could see over pressure, having an outstanding year. Was the Big East Player of the Year last year. Took the Bearcats to the Orange Bowl. And Rogers, how about single-handedly basically beat USC last season in the game that he had. So you got a couple of football teams that can move the ball coming up.
Speaking of USC, they were tied at 13. We heard in the final minute that Washington was, I think, close to the SC 10-yard line. We didn't get an update on that baby, but that's a serious game going on in Seattle.
Didn't Washington kick a field goal to take a lead?
They did.
Yeah, they're up 16-13.
Wow. And UCLA K-State later tonight at the Rose Bowl.
Big win by UCLA to beat Tennessee in the opener.
We know some of you are going to be leaving us momentarily.
We're going to miss you.
Those that are still here. And up for grabs, overshooting. The wide out on that side as he tried to hook up with Ricky Johnson, freshman, true freshman, from Lafayette, Louisiana.
You know, Joel, when you lose a player or two players like Gresham and Bradford offensively, everybody else has to pick it up. And Bob Stoops has to be pleased. His defense pitches back-to-back shutouts. His offensive line starts to gel a little bit. The running game improves. That's what has to happen when you lose two prime players like Oklahoma lost. Everybody else has to do a little bit more. And the Sooners are bouncing back.
Such from the back of his own end zone. Dominique Franks waiting. And Franks with a flag down will also be down inside the 35. Well, some of you are going to be leaving now to pick up another live event, another game that is starting. So there is no question that as soon as this is over, and there's a lot to be determined, we know, with a minute 35 to play, that we will update you on the final score from Norman, Oklahoma. Those of you that are still stuck with us.
56 on the return team.
Man,
illegal block in the back.
I need a napkin for that sarcasm that's dripping from you.
Not me. Well, it's a record-setting day a couple of ways, but there's an illegal block on the back, as you'll see on this play. But, Dave, record-setting day, first of all, for Landry Jones. And let's not forget about this program and the status that Bob Stoops has taken this program to, as you see the block on the back, but 26 consecutive home wins.
Absolutely.
And when you think about the great teams they've had here in the past with Barry Switzer and before that, the long 47-game winning streak with Bud Wilkinson.
Well, and they're 62-2 now here under Bob Stoops. They've won 46 of the last 47 games at home. They have to go a little ways, though, Joel, to catch the record holder. That would be the Miami Hurricanes, won 58 in a row at home. Are you kidding me?
John Nimmo has taken over the junior from Ponca City, Oklahoma, as the quarterback. He hangs with a pretty good quarterback, doesn't he?
Yeah, they're Sam Bradford's roommate. So hopefully some of Sam Bradford's magic has rubbed off on Nimmo.
So we have found Nimmo. He's in. Be your own blocker. Man, that was a hard hit.
BYOB, bring your own blocker.
Jonathan Miller. And one more snap, and that's it. So congratulations for the Oklahoma Sooners with a new school standard for consecutive home wins. Landry Jones, record-breaking day.
He can spin.
Troy Aikman, don't forget, started at Oklahoma.
Right.
Barry Switzer promised him he'd change the offense. Okay, that was before Troy broke his leg and ended up at UCLA.
Barry had his fingers crossed.
That'll do it. Final snap of the game, man. A situation of back-to-back shutouts for one of the best defensive units in the nation. Bob Stoops, Oklahoma Sooners. And a record-setting day, as we mentioned, with quarterback Landry Jones, the redshirt freshman from Artesia, New Mexico.
6 touchdown passes, and he threw them to all different quadrants of the field. Hit Caleb for a couple of times. Caleb with a double stiff arm and finishes that one. Then he goes to DeMarco Murray, and Murray spins and over the top. And he starts going to Broyles, and Broyles has been his guy. Broyles runs a great route, and he's rewarded with a great pass. And Broyles finishes, hurdles into the end zone. Just an outstanding day for Broyles. Ryan Broyles and his quarterback Landry Jones have a little something going on. You know, they got that little special bond.
Let's head downstairs to Jim and Knox. Knoxy.
All right, thank you, Joe. Coach, you got to be extremely pleased. Defense pitched their second back-to-back shutout right here. No points for Tulsa. You made the quarterback, Kinne, pretty uncomfortable today.
Yeah, we've got a lot of pressure and thought we, for the most part, played a good, solid game defensively. you know, guys were sound. We made good adjustments because they score a bunch of points, so we were in good shape really all day.
How about Landry's performance after that interception? All of a sudden he calmed down and set a school record with 6 touchdown tosses.
Yeah, we're excited for Landry. Did an excellent job, guys. He had a couple drops on him too, but he's doing an excellent job. He's handling everything great, and he'll learn from a couple of those other experiences that I know he wishes he might have had 1 or 2 back, but in the end he's doing a great job.
All right, Coach, congratulations again. Appreciate it. Right now let's turn to Landry Jones. And what about that school record, 6 touchdowns?
Well, they just kind of my coaches put me in a good position, so just went out there and executed the play like we're supposed to be.
Now talk about it, Landry. You came out and you threw the first interception, and after that it looked like you really settled down, mixed the running game along with the passing game really well.
I mean, after that first interception, I came off the sideline and everybody's like, don't worry about it, you'll get it going. And then just kind of had Adrian Taylor told me I had to have amnesia out there, so I just forget about it. Went out there, O-line protected me all night. Receivers made some good plays, tight ends played great, so I had a lot of help out there today.
And the good news is after 2 full games at quarterback, getting the reps, you feel very comfortable now.
Oh yeah, I feel great right now. I mean, this was a good game. I felt like I played pretty good. I was really happy that our offense came out here and performed the way they did.
All right, Landry, congratulations on the record-setting day. Joe?
All right, thank you, Jim. So it was over at halftime. 31-0 Oklahoma. Their school record 26th consecutive home victory. Now many of you stick around. Should be a good one. 2 top 25 teams going at it on College Football Saturday. It's going to be number 21 Cincinnati taking on number 24 Oregon State in beautiful Corvallis, Oregon. And then talked about the K-State Big 12 Pac-10 taking on UCLA at the Rose Bowl. What a setting for the 7:15 Pacific kick. For Dave Lapp and Jim Knox, I'm Joel Myers. Thanks for joining us. 45-0. Sooners all day long, all over Tulsa. You've been watching Big 12 College Football Saturday, presented by Phillips HD.